5 minutes after. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 513-749-1230. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. That's the number to get on board. A lot of things going on this afternoon on the show. In the studio with me is our promotions director. Turn that mic on. She's all up in here. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I can't hear her though. Say something.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Good.
All right. How you doing? I wish I had a camera I could put on you.
No.
I need to put you on camera. But what's going on?
Well, Emanuel, I need you to explain to me why I'm getting so many phone calls and emails in regards to a contest that you did yesterday for tickets to New Edition, and something along the lines of you technically didn't allow a person to win. I just need to know what's going on so I can handle the situation.
People be lying. That's what's going on. People be
I told you.
Here's what happened. It was a simple matter of, I said caller number 12, call in, and you get a chance to win tickets. You get a chance to win tickets. You didn't not that you would automatically win, but you would have a chance to win. And somebody called in, they got their chance, and they didn't win.
I mean, so first, they got to be the right caller.
Right.
Then they have to do what did they have to do that they failed to do? It
was a super duper simple task of answering a simple question, like a super simple question.
Okay, it might be simple to you, but what was the question? This is not rocket science, so let me get an understanding of exactly what this simple question was that could not be answered.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm explaining this. Okay, here's the question, and I bet you'll get this question right off. Jodeci sang on a rap song before their debut album was released. What was the name of that song?
I don't remember. So now I lose, is basically what you did.
Well,
right?
no, because I'm a kind and gentle and loving king.
Oh, okay.
So she said she needed another question because she know New Edition stuff. So I said, well, Bobby Brown. You know who Bobby Brown is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know Bobby Brown. He had a song separate from New Edition that was produced by Larry Blackmon, the dude from Cameo. Ow, him. What was the name of that song?
Emanuel
You know that,
Livingston.
don't you?
Emanuel Livingston.
Oh, my goodness.
Why did you have to make it so difficult? You gotta
That's
think.
simple.
People are on air. They get nervous.
Oh, my goodness.
Why couldn't it just been name the 5 members of, 5 or 6 members of New Edition? Name the members of BBD. Name, why could just name a New Edition song? Why couldn't be something that simple?
Oh, my goodness.
Like, first I gotta be the correct caller, so I gotta keep calling in like the lines ain't blowed up half the time anyway.
Oh.
Then I get through as number 12, not number 3, number 12. Do you know how long it takes to be the 12th caller?
It don't take that long.
It do.
12 callers worth.
It really does. And then you give me questions that only you sat back and really took some time to think about.
They were right off the top of my head.
I do not believe that for one
Oh,
second.
my goodness.
How you gonna fix it?
What you mean how I'm going to fix it?
How are you gonna correct the issue? Because I don't think it's fair. I think.
Wait, hold on.
Who was the caller?
I got to answer to your question. I corrected the issue. The next caller answered a question. And they won the tickets.
So what was the question that the next person answered?
What is Johnny Gill's hometown? They answered the question.
Emanuel, do you know how
They
easy
cheated.
it is
They cheated.
to hurry up and Google hometown Johnny Gill? That is so easy to do. But Emanuel, I think you should give the young lady another chance to win tickets. Make it simple, please. This is not rocket science. They want to enjoy the concert. You put her through all this. She could have, post-traumatic stress because of what you put her through yesterday.
See, I blame all of y'all for this. I blame every single one of y'all for this.
Blame yourself.
You got the daggone promotions director in here on my show because y'all was calling and complaining.
Well, you asked for tickets. You said, Angel, can I give away some New Edition tickets? My listeners would love a chance to win tickets to go see the Culture Tour with New Edition and Jodeci. And I said, you know what? I got you, Emanuel. I had no idea that I was going to have to deal with a blown up email and voicemail because you made it so difficult just to give away tickets.
Those are
Emanuel,
easy questions.
I pick 50 winners a week. Can you make my job a little bit easier, please? Can we redeem ourselves? Can we try to make this right, please?
We can try. Here, let's do this. Hold on, don't go nowhere. Let's do this. Raven, I need your help with this, all right? Since, y'all such whiny little babies. The young lady who called and was caller number 12 yesterday, if you call in, now don't be cheating. I got a keen ear for voices. If you call in today, I'm going to give you a chance again to win these tickets. Now, do I get an extra pair of tickets?
Yes.
So I can give away these tickets to caller number 12, maybe if she do some good stuff.
Yes.
And give away another pair of tickets today.
Correct.
All right, let's do this. Hold on. Let me go. Okay, hold on. Now, this ain't the person who won the tickets yesterday. The one who was initially caller number 12. If you call in, I'm going to give you another chance to win these tickets. You are still going to have to do so. Is that fair?
That's fair, but we're not going to make it that difficult, Emanuel.
It's not difficult.
That was simple.
But I can make them do something.
If you want to make her sing a song, name two songs, make it. It don't have to be that hard. Make it easy. Just because for you thought the questions you asked were simple does not mean it was that simple for that person. She'd already completed the first challenge.
Can I make her sing Is This the End from start to finish?
No,
the whole damn song.
No, Emanuel. You are so difficult.
You are.
Is this the afternoon experience?
Yes. This is what I deal with every day. And I tried to tell him, and he didn't want to listen to me.
Emanuel Livingston.
You are handcuffing me.
I'm not handcuffing you.
You are handcuffing me.
I'm not handcuffing. So what you saying is that going forward, I should only leave the tickets on Lincoln Ware Show instead of on the afternoon experience.
Only if I'm hosting.
See, this is what happens when y'all get corporate involved in stuff.
Exactly.
This is what happens. Okay, if she calls in, I will give her another chance to win.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
you cannot give her no hard ass trivia question.
Oh my goodness. Oh, y'all messing with me. Yeah, hold on a second. Let me take a call. This is not the young lady who was caller number 12. Kim?
Yes, I was number 13. I got the tickets, but she can go with me if she really wants to go.
Well, now I'm gonna give her a chance to win. All she gonna have to do, I'll announce it a few times today, that she can call in, and I will give her another chance to win.
Okay, well that's nice of you. See, I knew you was nice.
I'm a very nice guy. I'm a very nice guy. I'm so nice. You was trying to get on yesterday.
No, I was just going to take you with me because I didn't have nobody to go with me, and I thought maybe you would want to go.
No, I'm just teasing you. You wasn't trying to get on. And hopefully, you'll find somebody else to go with you, and y'all will enjoy the show.
Okay, and thank you for giving her another chance.
All right. If she calls in today, I will give her a second chance to win. And if you still around, you can even approve what she has to do to get the tickets.
That sounds like a good idea. Because I don't know how far I could trust you. Now I got to go back and listen to your show where you gave away your tickets all this week to see how difficult you made it for these people to win.
Oh, my goodness.
We dealing with COVID. We dealing with all type of stresses. And you want to make it that difficult to win.
Treat them like they want to be treated.
You know what?
Father MC, you should treat them right. Why girls play with my feelings? I don't know, so that's why I ask. Maybe it's true, I set myself up. But then again, it's the question I ask. I want someone for me who's sweet, kind of cutie. Yeah, a smart mate.
I set myself up when I approved you to have these giveaways.
Okay, is that her? Hold on, she's on the line. Regina?
Yes, it's me. What do I need to do? Can I try again?
I'm not sure that this is you.
Don't do her like that. That's her.
All right, what did you tell me yesterday that you were prepared to do?
I told you that that it was my prerogative because you asked me about Bobby Brown. First I said I didn't know the Jodeci. And then you said, well, what about Bobby Brown's song and who was the producer? And I said my prerogative because I didn't know what it was.
No, that didn't happen.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
That didn't happen.
Yes, it did.
That happened.
Regina, I don't believe that this is the
That's
young lady.
her.
It is.
When you asked her that question about Bobby Brown, she did say, "Oh, I don't know." And then last this she said,
Hold on. But she said, I was prepared to do something.
Okay, what you need me to do?
No, what
Look, I
did
just
you...
walked out my job and came outside to come on, to do a song. What you need me to do? Come on.
What did you say that you was prepared to do
I
yesterday?
can sing. Okay, what you need me to sing?
See, I don't know if this is
Stop
Regina.
playing with her.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Emmanuel.
I don't know that this is her.
That's her.
It is me.
Hold on.
I listen to you every day. Come on now. I was listening. I called in. What you need me to do?
Hold on, Regina. Hold on just a second. All right.
Okay.
Hold on. I need to hear the call from yesterday to check the voice against this voice.
You just love conflict.
I don't want to, mess it up and give the tickets to the wrong person and then it be somebody else. And when I asked the question, I said, what did you say you were prepared to do? Y'all remember yesterday, caller number 12 said what? She said clearly, I was prepared to sing. I've been practicing all night. How could you forget that? Let me hear the voice. If you can play the voice for me from yesterday. See, I don't know that that's her. I don't like getting scammed.
No, I don't know. Jodeci stuff. You gotta give me new edition stuff.
What? Oh.
Come on, man.
All right, Regina.
That was her.
Yes.
Say what you said yesterday. Say, no, I don't know Jodeci.
Oh, Lord.
No, I don't know Jodeci. You gotta give me new edition stuff.
Stop playing with this woman.
You got me just.
All right. Here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
Do you know the song, Is This the End?
All the way through? No.
No, I'm just asking, are you familiar with the song?
Is this yeah.
You are familiar. So you know that one part, Mama told me one day, you know that part?
Mama told me one. No.
Angel.
What?
She don't know the one part. Mama told me one day it was gonna happen,
Why you
but
get to
she
pick
never
the part
told.
that she sing? Why you get to pick the song?
Oh my
Why you
God.
can't just say, sing me a couple verses or a couple choruses or lines of a new edition song? Why it gotta be so difficult?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, why did
If
I
you
can I
need some
just
more
name the
content for the show,
members?
just tell me that. I come up with an idea too.
Hold on, but if you a fan, Raven, are you a New Edition fan?
Not enough to know what you're talking about.
You don't know that part? Mama told me one day it was gonna happen, but she never told me then. She told me it would happen when I was much older. I wish y'all don't know. How do y'all not know that?
We know that, but that might not have been her favorite song. Maybe it brought back a bad
All right,
memory or something.
Regina.
Yes.
Regina.
Come on, let's go. Come
I
on,
got
yes.
something simple for you. Can
Okay,
you?
come on.
You
Make it
ready?
simple.
You ready?
Yes.
Can you count to 5?
Now, see, that's disrespectful.
Can you count to 5?
What? Yes.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now
You
what?
just won a pair of tickets
so
to see New Edition featuring Jodeci, presented by the law offices of Blake Maislin. March, is it the 12th? Heritage Bank Center.
Yes.
All right. Woo.
Thank you.
Regina, I'm gonna put you on hold.
Okay. What I need to do?
You just need to hold on, and you might need to give them, your name and all that kind of stuff. But the way everything is happening, you might not even have to do that.
Stop it.
Okay.
Hold on, Regina. Hold on. All right. Are we happy now? Is everybody happy now?
Don't you
You come
ever
see
ask
me
another
when the
trivia question on this show
Livingston
ever again.
Experience is over at 3 o'clock.
Oh, now I get to go to the office. Oh my goodness. All right.
You're not ever allowed to ask trivia questions ever again.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let me get a break in here. Y'all go corporate homie. Oh. Well, I still got another pair of tickets to give away to see New Edition today. I got another pair of tickets to give away. Later on in the show, be prepared, because you're going to have to do something. Let me get a break in here. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
1230 The Buzz. Connecting you to information and events happening around the city and around the tri-state. Here's
I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm not 100% sure that was her. I'm still not 100% sure that was the same lady. I'm still not 100% sure that was the same lady. But she got them tickets. So there we go. Y'all can call corporate on somebody else. Mama told me one day it was going to happen, but she never told me when. She told me it would happen when I was much older. How do y'all know? Well, she got her tickets. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all are not true New Edition fans. If you don't know that song, if you don't know that part of that song, oh my goodness. Hold on, let me see if I can find it before the end of the break. Oh, it's coming up. How y'all don't know that? That is not some obscure song. That was one of their hits. Y'all don't want to do nothing for these tickets. Just push some little buttons. Y'all ain't got to push buttons. Y'all got it programmed in your phone. Just buzz. Siri, call the buzz. Oh, my goodness. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock. A handcuffed king of talk. On the other side of the glass, cheering y'all along. Your favorite millennial Raven Monday.
I wouldn't call it handcuffed. I probably would call it leashed, because sometimes you just need to be leashed.
I'm handcuffed. But we got a lot of other stuff to talk about today. And I do still have tickets. I do still have tickets to give away. And a few other things, but let's get to it. I am looking at Spotify, and I'm looking at them doing Joe Rogan and his podcast. And look, I'm not here to tell you to cancel Spotify. I'm not here to criticize Joe Rogan doing his show, all right? But I would say this. India Ari, she took her songs off of Spotify. And she made a good point. She said, I'm not taking my songs off of Spotify because Joe Rogan is giving out misinformation about COVID. She's not doing that. She's taking her stuff off of Spotify because Joe Rogan uses the N-word and says other racially insensitive, racist things. And the question was posed to other black artists. Where are you? Where are you, other black artists? India Ari made the point that, hey, look, they will give Joe Rogan $100 million. But you know where they got that $100 million? They got that $100 million off the backs of all of us entertainers whose music they play that attract people to Spotify, and they pay us like 0.003% of a penny for every stream. And she's like, they ain't giving us $100 million. They're not doing that for us, but for Joe Rogan, they gonna pay him $100 million for him to sit up here and call us the N-word and the Planet of the Apes and bring on white supremacists and say all of this horrible stuff about us. So she said, I'm taking my stuff off of Spotify. And the question becomes, for the other black artists on Spotify, where do you stand on this? Where do you stand on it? And as people say, their silence is deafening. And when I saw it, I thought, good for India Ari. Good for India Ari. Taking a stand. I'm all for people taking a stand. All for it. But, when did we, just kind of in general, of course, there are still some, India Ari, people who have the mind that, hey, I'm going to get out here and I'm going to take a stand for what's right. And if I have to sacrifice something, I'll sacrifice something for the benefit of my people. I feel like we have completely lost that mindset. Okay, not completely, but for the most part, we have lost that mindset. A lot of us don't seem to be willing to sacrifice anything for the sake of our people, for the sake of justice, for the sake of equality. None of that. And someone says she's never actually listened to Joe. Why did Spotify take off what, 60 or 70 of his podcasts due to racially insensitive language. He himself has admitted it. He said it. He said it. So I don't even have to listen to it. When the man say, yeah, I said that. I did. I said it. I don't have to go and listen to you say it. But what, if anything, what would you be willing to sacrifice to take a stand for? What? If anything. Now, okay, I get it. Y'all not taking a stand against the NFL for being racist. Okay, fine. What would you be willing to take a stand for? If anything, what? I'm convinced that a lot of y'all, not all, but a lot of y'all, wouldn't be willing to sacrifice anything for anything. A lot of y'all can always find an excuse why I'm not sacrificing for that. And it's evidenced by some of these artists. Look, if these artists, let's just throw out some names. If Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Drake, if these artists said, we are pulling our music from Spotify, Spotify would have to make that call. They would have to make that call. Not because of COVID misinformation, but because this man throws out the N-word. He called us Planet of the Apes. Well, I can hear some of y'all. Well, he said that he's ashamed of it and he won't do it again. So why should I give up my Spotify just because he did something years ago and said he don't want it, that he won't do it no more? Yes, Nat, he had guests on that said that black people have a gene that makes us more prone to violence. Well, but he said that he was sorry. What else do you want? He's got black friends. Or as Andrew Yang said,
he worked with black people.
He works with black people. He can't be racist because he works with black people. That's the new standard. I can't be racist because I work with black people.
We're still trying to get people to wrap their head around the fact that a white person can be married to a black person and still be racist. That's hard enough for people to understand. So, of course, I can be, at a certain point, we're going to get to a point where it's going to be where I occupy the same room as black people sometimes, so I can't be racist.
I see black people walking down the street. I can't be racist.
I go to the same grocery store as black people. I can't be racist.
I've never lynched anybody. I couldn't be a racist. The bar is getting real low. And the lower it get, the more we find ways to get under it. Like we limboing, we that chick in the skates limboing under the world record for getting low. What are you willing to, if anything, what are you willing to sacrifice? Joe Rogan may not be it. You know, you might be like, look, I like Spotify. I don't care if he calls us the Ends. I don't care if he calls us Planet of the Apes. I don't care if he puts out the notion that we are somehow genetically predisposed to violence to his group of people who are foolish enough to believe it. That don't affect my life. That's probably what you're saying. That doesn't affect my life. So why should I give up my Spotify? Don't you know that there's black people that work at Spotify too? That's the one. That's the one. Don't you know black people work at Spotify too? What about them? What about their money, Emanuel? They call corporate on me. What are you, if anything, would you be willing to stand up for? Create a fictitious scenario where you would say, okay, in that case, I would sacrifice something. I asked a man on the radio if Mike Brown got up on the steps of City Hall and held a press conference and said, I hate ends. By the way, Mike Brown didn't do this. He said, I hate ends. And if Roger Goodell and all the owners said, we hate ends, we don't want y'all money, stay away from our game, would y'all be willing to not watch a football game? No, because I really like football. Like, what? What? Y'all would not have not rode the bus in Montgomery. Y'all would have been on, I ain't walking, my feet hurt. And you know that the bus is what get us to and from our jobs. If it wasn't for that, then y'all wouldn't have participated. Let me get a break. Sharif, Ozzy, I'll get to you guys. I see stuff like this and I get frustrated because I think we've lost the will to fight. We have lost the will to fight. And it's not even a real fight. Drake say, I'm pulling my music off Spotify. That's not a real fight. Drake, you got a lot of money. People gonna find you. Well, he's Canadian, so, maybe he don't care. (513-749-1230). Let me get a break in here. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
All the news and information you need.
Warren says, is it okay for us to down our race by using the N-word in our music? I feel like this is another, and I'm not saying 100%, but I feel like this is another excuse me. Like, why can't Joe Rogan say it? We say it. It's not the same. I'm not even buying into the nonsensical argument that you're making. Or at least it feels nonsensical to me. Maybe it's not the point that you're making, but it feels like the point that you're making. Why bring that up right now? In the midst of a conversation about Joe Rogan using the N-word. That's like us talking about white people killing black people and somebody come in and say, but what about black on black crime? That's what that feels like to me, Warren. Now, that might not have been your intent, but it's what it feels like. No, Warren, I haven't, but maybe tomorrow. Bring that up. But why would you bring that up? Like, you could have brought it up yesterday, day before yesterday, last week, but you bring it up when we're talking about Joe Rogan using the N-word. Well, what about black people who use the N-word? Like, I don't fall for that, Warren. And yet that may not be your intent, but that's the way I feel it, receive it, and perceive it. So if you want to make excuses for Joe Rogan, just make excuses for Joe Rogan. You're not spinning me. I'm not getting spun. Oh, and good afternoon, everybody. I had to start my show off on a bad note. I mean, I guess it was good for the young lady who won. I'm glad she won. I was rooting for her. I do question her fandom. She did not know, is this the end? But she can count to 5. And ain't that all that really matters? I saw that story. Yes, the black Republicans they feel like the NFL is doing too much. If you don't like the N-word, period, then that's fine. But why ain't you talking about that outside of the context of Joe Rogan using it? That's excuse making. That is excuse making. To the top of the hour. 101.5. No. See, that's why I stopped saying the frequency and all that. I just say it's the afternoon experience. 1230, the buzz of Cincinnati. 1230, the buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. Celebrating Black History Month with our 28 days of Black history. Our featured business of the day. Coming up in just a second. Our featured business of the day. Oh, come on, just pull it up. CareSource, individual and family health insurance. With health insurance from CareSource, you're not just covered, you're covered with kindness. CareSource, today's featured business. 28 days of Black history. I kind of like that. You're not just covered with our insurance, you're covered with kindness. Yeah. I'm going to use that. I'm sorry, CareSource. I'm going to steal y'all line. I'm going to use it. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Let me go to the phone. Sharif, you're on the buzz.
What's up, Raven? And that was a good call on you about that ticket giveaway. I was there from start out. Yeah, that was a good call you made.
Who?
You know what I'm saying? On checking Emanuel.
Oh my God.
I was there for the whole ordeal. I didn't call in yesterday, but I said that was foul as heck.
Oh my
what
God.
he just did. Number one, if you rewind that tape from yesterday, you said
it's not an actual tape.
Emanuel, you said nothing about you had to do something.
That's not true.
Sharif. Listen, rewind the tape. What,
Sharif.
man?
Number one, it's not an actual tape. Number two.
Okay, whatever you have to do to get to the bottom of this.
Sharif, what you're saying is factually inaccurate. I clearly said, caller number 12, you will have a chance to win tickets, but you will have to do something.
You didn't put all that in there, man.
Okay, hold on. Sharif, you were just all on Raven's bird. So that means if Raven said it, you'll believe it. Raven, did I say way before I gave those tickets away, caller number 12, you will have a chance to win tickets, but earlier in the day, and even then I said, but you will have to do something to get those tickets.
Yes.
I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about yesterday.
I'm talking about yesterday too. Did I say it yesterday?
Yes.
Say it again. Say it louder, because he didn't hear you.
Yes.
See that, Sharif? You're wrong. You're wrong.
All right. Okay. Listen.
Loud
I
and
apologize for being wrong, but let's go here.
Oh my God.
That show before Lincoln Ware's show, where they be giving away tickets and other promotions or whatever, they might say the same thing, but they'll ask a real simple question.
Oh my goodness.
Like, what's the main ingredients in Rice Krispies, or spell AKA backwards. You know what I'm saying? They don't be having those stuff like man,
Sharif,
you,
Sharif,
man, what? Yeah,
Sharif,
man.
can you count to
Yeah.
5?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, bye.
There you go. It's the afternoon
saw it coming.
experience.
He saw it coming.
It was coming. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. Let me just make sure I understand what's happening. People are more upset that, what was her name, Regina?
Yes.
Didn't get tickets yesterday than Joe Rogan calling your black hater N-word.
What a time to be alive.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, all right. Let me take another break. He said, we need new energy. Like some incense or something in here.
You say that every time, but it just spirals.
It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 The Buzz, connecting you to information.
I'm not sure that he could count to 5. He only got to 3. He only got to 3. He was heated. He was heated because she didn't get the tickets. Joe Rogan called him the N-word. That's cool. Joe Rogan said black people are the planet of the apes. Well, that's cool. Joe Rogan said that he is genetically predisposed to violence. That's cool. But you asked that lady about treat them like they want to be treated. Now, that's something to be upset about. Oh, my goodness. Tony, I just don't think he could count to 5. Maybe he could only make it to 3. And so he figured that's a way to bail. 1, 2, 3, bye. I would at least count it to 5 and say it bye. Now I'm left believing that man can't count to 5. That's terrible. And he was wrong. Kitty, you're wrong. He did say all of those things, and you're just wrong. And Warren, what do you think about Joe Rogan saying the N-word? How about that? You trying to spin it to make excuse. This is the stuff I'm talking about. What do you think about Joe Rogan? Kenny, all you gotta do is just look it up. Just Google it. Why are you making excuses? Google it. Like, at least be factual. Google it. You can Google it. You can hear the actual things that he say, and you can see him admit or read him admit to saying it. You watch what whole thing? What whole thing did you watch? This is over the span of 12 years. You watched him consistently for 12 years. You've not taken your eye off of that man for 12 years. Stop it. Kenny, stop. Afternoon, 513-749-3776. 1230. Let's go back to the phone. Talking a little bit about Joe Rogan. He shoots the N-word on his podcast. He said a lot of racially disparaging things about black people on his podcast. Spotify says we're not gonna silence him. I actually think they use the term. That would be a slippery slope. That part I might be making up. But they said no, they're not gonna remove him. India Ari, she put it out there. She put out examples of him using the N-word. Now, Spotify went back and they pulled a lot of those episodes of his show. They pulled a lot of them. But I think they pulled 100 in total. But it was like 60 or 70. I don't remember the number. 60 or 70 because of his racial stuff. And then either 30 or 40 because of coronavirus stuff. Look it up. I keep saying look it up because there's some guy who is going real hard for Joe Rogan saying that Joe Rogan never used the N-word. And Joe Rogan never said anything negative or disparaging or racially insensitive about black people. And it's just factually inaccurate. You can look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. India Ari says she pulling her music off of Spotify. Not because of the coronavirus misinformation that people say that he's giving out, but because of that. Five 513-749-1230. Ozzy.
What's up, Emanuel?
Hey.
Hey, man. My
Ozzy?
as a woke black woman,
Ozzy.
you know,
Ozzy.
yes.
You keep breaking up.
Well, I'm in between Lexington and Cincinnati. Hopefully, it'll get better or it gets worse. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Hey, I just left Lexington, where some of my ancestors were enslaved, and they were enslaved. My grandmother had a name of Clay, which could mean that we were part of the Cassius Marcellus Clay plantation, where he was a slave owner. But we're free. Now, I'm saying that to say this, that the reason why some, if not all, of those black performers can't do what India Ari did is because they're not free to do so. They have signed.
All right, Ozzy. Again, you're breaking. I'm gonna have to let you go.
Can I call back?
You can call back. Yeah, get in a better spot and call back. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. 749-1230. Let's go back to the phone. Teresa.
Hi, Emanuel.
Hello, Teresa.
Hey, so I'm listening to you, and I think you're right. What you're saying about us not unifying, and when things are wrong, we just want to, we just want to do our own thing. We don't want to give up things. So I think you're right on that point, including me. I'm included in it because I like football, and I wanted to give it up, but I didn't. So I'm included. So yeah, I think you're right on that. You're spot on. We need to do a lot better.
So what do we do about it?
We need to, what do we do?
Yeah.
We need to buckle down and do what our ancestors and people in the 60s did. We need to just do it. We do. I did something. I boycotted a store that I liked. I can't even think of the name of it. They called us apes or something like that. What is this store?
I don't know.
Oh, It's on New York Time on the main strip. I can't think of the store. Well, anyway, I boycotted, and I like going in there. That's something that I did, but I need to get better. But can I talk about something else?
Let's see. Go for it.
I do look at the Olympics. I heard you. I don't think a lot of black people are into it. I do watch the Olympics. We are doing better, and it is Chloe Kim, I think it is. She got a gold medal. You were asking about some other, I can't even talk right. But anyway, we got some more gold medals. We're doing better. And I stayed up to 1 o'clock watching the Olympics. I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah, I looked at the medal count.
Yeah.
And yeah, the United States did move up a few spots. Still not dominating.
No, we're not dominating, but we still got a chance. I watched ice skating, and he won a gold medal last night. That's what I stayed up looking at. What I'm not doing anymore. Very tired. That won't happen again. But also, one more thing in the NFL. I think there's going to be some progress in that. I think they're going to make some modifications. He's under fire. He's saying he's going to look into it, and he's willing to make modifications if it's wrong. So I think it's going to be a change, and I think the guy that lost his job, he's going to coach again.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You said they're making progress. He's looking into it. Who's looking into what?
Into making modifications in the NFL.
Who?
The Roger, what is his name? Roger Goodell, whatever.
Okay, he's looking into making what modification?
If there's things wrong, he's looking into changing those things.
Okay,
so the racism that's going on, he's willing to make some changes with it.
I tell you, I don't believe that.
I do.
Hold on, let me tell you why I don't believe it though first. I don't believe it because if he was willing to make some changes, if there was anything wrong, and this is what you said, he said, I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
He says, if there's anything wrong, and racism is a part of it, he's willing to make some changes.
Yeah.
He admitted that they were wrong in blackballing Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And they could make a change today.
Yeah.
And not blackball Colin Kaepernick anymore. But he didn't do that. And, well, that's up to each individual owner. No, if Roger Goodell said somebody sign him, he would be signed tomorrow. So it's easy to say, if there's anything wrong, I'll make changes. But we got a glaring something wrong right now that you could change today, and you won't do it. So I don't believe it.
Yeah, he's not doing it because he wants to do it, but he's in the hot seat. It's all over the news. People are talking. I think something's going to be done. I think that guy who coached for the Miami Dolphins is going to get his job back. I think that Kaepernick is something good is going to happen for him. He's in the hot seat. It's just too much. He's in the hot seat. They're going to do something. I believe that. It's all over the news. Channel 5, 9, 12, 19. People are talking.
That don't matter. People have been talking about Colin Kaepernick for how long, and what changed?
Yeah, but I do. That's just my.
They gonna look at this Super Bowl money that they make.
Yeah.
And they not gonna care about what people are saying on the off season. People will still be talking. It'll die down, and that's that.
Okay. I think different, and when it happens, I'm gonna have another discussion with you.
Well,
I'm gonna call back in and say.
I think I'll be dead before that happens. We'll both have passed on, waiting for something to happen.
Dead before that happens.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Oh, he gonna fix it. He gonna do something wrong. Hey, look, I got like a minute. I get railroaded. A crooked judge finds me guilty with no evidence. They put me in jail for life. I sue. They admit that they were wrong, and they put $1 million on my books. But I'm still in jail. What good did any of that do? And you know what some of y'all would say? Well, we still support that judge. They did put money on his books. He hired a black bailiff. He got some black people on his staff. But I'm still in jail. They can let me out. Well, You got money. You got $1 million on your books. What more can you want? I want out. He hired a black bailiff. I'm going to vote for him. Y'all would still support that judge. But they admitted they was wrong. Then why ain't they let him out? They gave him $1 million. That's how some of y'all would be. I'm still sitting in jail. Let me get a break in here. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
WDC Cincinnati.
I'm sorry, boys. That's how y'all sound to me when y'all say stuff like that. I'm still in jail. Just let me out of jail. Minutes after. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 513-749-1230. Time for some more of these hidden black gems, black pearls. Now, of course, I have to thank the Cincinnati History Library and Archives. They were instrumental in this happening. Powhatan, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, forgive me, Beatty, born into slavery, he moved to Cincinnati in 1849. And unlike others who was conscripted into the Civil War service at knife point, Beatty willingly enlisted. He fought with the Black Brigade and was quickly promoted through the ranks, eventually winning the Medal of Honor, the military's highest decoration for bravery in battle. Rather than destroy him, the trauma of war found its release in the tragedies of Shakespeare, and Beatty became a renowned actor of the classic plays, eventually acting in productions in the Ford Theater in Washington, D.C. Powhatan Bailey, again, forgive me if I'm botching the first name, Powhatan Beatty, 1837 to 1916. Today's hidden pearl. No longer hidden, because now I know about it. All right. And again, thank you to the Cincinnati History Library and Archives. I just always imagine you're born into slavery, so that means that's all you knew. And then you are free, and you move somewhere, and you take all of that. First, I don't know that other than at knife point, I don't know that I would have been willing to fight in the Civil War. And then to take all of that and put it into something, man, you talk about strength. That's strength. Some of us won't even go vote. We came from people who survived slavery. fought for their rights and their freedoms. The whole time being terrorized basically by the nation. And it was okay, like it was state sanctioned. It was sanctioned by the government to terrorize you. And they fought through all of that. And now, some of us won't vote. And we definitely, some of us won't take a stand for nothing. Let me go to the phone. Jerry.
Hello, Emanuel. How are you?
Hey, Jerry, I'm fantastic.
That's good. Great show, great topic. And I'm proud of you for giving number 12 caller her tickets. That's good.
Oh.
I'm not gonna keep talking about it. I just wanted to.
Did you call corporate on me?
No, I figured you probably think that. No, I didn't. I don't do that. I call on the phone. We hash it out on the phone.
All right.
I don't. Yeah, that's. I just keep it real with you on the phone. I don't have to go call corporate. I don't even know the number. All right. Okay. So are we straight with that?
I think we straight with that, Jerry.
Okay, that's a good thing. Well, now I was listening to you talking about Spotify and being called the N-word, and I saw where Trump and DeSantis was mad. I call him DeSantis, and it was DeSantis. Didn't like the fact that he apologized for using the N-word, and but how I'm looking at it from a different standpoint is that we have our black people are very creative, and I think their mindset need to be changed. I'm sure there are black music producers, black people that have their own podcasts. So I'm thinking that they would know how, amongst the people, to set up something similar to Spotify to play their own music. And the reason that I say that is because I had been looking at the black inventors. You have one who invented the automobile, their own automobile. And it was the first African American that owned the Patterson Greenfield model. So he had his own automobile. Then you just had some of the other people who wanted to fit in, but I guess they couldn't purchase, and the racial discrimination, and then you had there was the African American drivers that couldn't drive for the race car or NASCAR league, so they formed their own called the Colored Speedway Association, and I guess in what I'm saying is that if people have to think, you have to sit down and use your creativity, because we're so used to feeling like that we have to take our money and give it to I hate to say to the white folks, or to people that don't even like you. Because have you ever read the letter, the kudos to the black people, where somebody was trying to figure out who circulated the letter, and they were just thanking the blacks for spending all their money with them, and setting up their businesses, giving 90% of their resources and wealth to a nation that cared nothing about them.
I've not read that letter.
Okay, well, this was written by James Cleveland. This was years ago, November 1998. And I'm saying the things just haven't changed. And it said that your super rich athlete, entertainers, intellectuals, business persons, they exchange most of their money for our cars, juries, and so forth and so on. Since 1998, and people saying, but how can we have our own teams? Well, I guess you'd have to think about that. What do you need to do? There is money out there, right?
There is money out there, yeah.
Okay, and I keep hearing you say, what do we need to do? How do we need to move forward? But nobody comes up with the solution and how to move forward. And I don't know if people were afraid, but you had the money. 95%.
And so to me, it sounds simple that the way that you move forward is you take control of your buying power and you don't support people who don't support you, or at the very least, who stand against you.
Right. So doing that, then you what? So you have a plan? Don't you have to sit down? You have to write out the goals and how you're going to achieve?
No, you don't have to do that. No, you just don't support people who stand against you. You don't need a plan. You don't need to write out goals. You don't need any of that kind of stuff. If enough people just had the mindset that if you stand against me, I won't support you. And especially, like, everybody don't know everything, but when something is brought to light, like, this whole Joe Rogan thing, once that's brought to light, you say, okay, I didn't know that before, and I kind of like the guy's podcast, but if he's using the N-word, I'm not supporting him. And if Spotify won't take him off, then I won't support Spotify. And let everything happen from there. You don't need a whole big deal about it. You just do what's right in your heart.
Okay, so you pull everything from him, but then I guess I was talking about then for your own. You still want to hear your music, and you're creative. You all have podcasts. You were Raven. I don't know how computer savvy you are, but just say that you created a system that you can play the music.
Well, what isn't Tidal? That's Jay-Z's thing. So
the original plan for Tidal was for artists to receive more money for their streaming.
So something exists.
Okay, so something does exist. So they pulled their music from Spotify and put it on Jay-Z?
It was probably already there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, because that's the only thing I'm saying. When you stop, but in the meantime, you don't stop life. If you want a football team, you can't get on the football team. You're saying, well, they racist, they won't give us a job. But then you got the examples of people that started their own companies. What's wrong with that?
Well, everybody's not going to start their own company. For example, I'm not going to start a football league, okay? And you say, well, all right, you still want to, you boycotting this, but you still want to listen to music, and you boycotting this, and you still want to watch football. I do still want to watch football, but I'm willing to sacrifice watching the NFL because, again, it's just me. Somebody asked me, what do you do? Asked me earlier, did I have a plan or what effect do I think my boycott is having? None, probably. But I'm doing it because in my heart, it's the right thing to do. And if nobody does it with me, that's fine. I'm doing it.
Right. So you're taking a stand.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, that's good. I mean, I can't argue with you taking a stand, but if I wanted to take it a step further, if I wanted to say, well, Jerry won the football team, which I don't play football, but there's people with money out there. Whether we get I guess the only problem would you get the news media coverage,
sponsorships, and all of that kind of stuff. I think if the wealthy people, thank you for your call. If the wealthy people, wealthy black people, really did come together and create a football league. And if black, just like I hate starting a point and then finish it. But if black college players, the best black college players, will decide to go to HBCUs, I think that would be huge. Now, do I think the HBCUs would then become like the NCAA division, what is it, F bowl championship, whatever, it's not BCS anymore, but I guess FBS, whatever it is. Maybe. And then you parlay that and you say, look, if you black and you got football skills, we got this new league. We gonna start. Come and play with us. Come and play for us. This is for us, by us. I just don't think it will happen. I don't think. Honestly, I believe that the black players would look at it and say, there's no way that it can succeed because it's black people. Because we've been taught throughout this history, at least of my life, that black stuff can't succeed. That black stuff can't succeed because it's black.
Or better yet, the black dollar don't stretch as long as the white dollar does.
But the white dollar would also, people who want to watch good football want to watch good football. But I don't think the players would do it. I don't think the players would do it. Let me get a break in here. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
12:30 The Buzz.
Oh, I agree with you, Lonzo. I agree. I mean, I know it. It is factual. And you know you left your Miss Monday? Miss Monday? Miss Monday? Yo, Raven. You know you left your jacket in here, right? Okay. Tony says Joe Rogan is getting away with it just like all the others that say the N-word and then fake apologize for it. He's going to keep saying it regardless. He has the green light to have loose lips. She was focused on something else. So that's why I try to wave something bright, because if you're waving something bright, people see it out the corner of their eyes. So when I do that, it's not, she's doing something else. And so I'm just trying to do something to catch it out the corner of her eyes to distract her focus from probably what she should be focused on. So that's what happens when that happens. I am cold. I don't know why I'm so cold in here. But I got my coat, so I could put my coat on. Nikki says he's been using the word the entire time he's been on Spotify and YouTube. And again, I don't follow Joe Rogan. I've never watched his podcast. And so all of this stuff was not I had no idea. But once someone, and that's the thing, like, oh, this has been happening for years and so on and so forth. And okay, it probably has. But then once you bring it to somebody's attention, now you got to deal with what's right in front of your face. Kenny, have you watched all of them? Everyone that he's ever done? Because you said he has never used it on his podcast. Then you qualified it with that I've ever seen, and I've watched many of them. But have you watched all of them? All the athletes at the HBCUs then can go to the other colleges. They can go to Ohio State. They can go to Alabama. They can go to, yeah. But, Kenny, if you haven't watched them all, then maybe you missed the ones where he did. Yeah, Brent, he just doesn't believe it. Even though Joe Rogan said he did it, Kenny doesn't believe Joe Rogan. "22 minutes after. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. That's the number to get on board. Of course, it's Black History Month. We do our 28 days of Black history, and we, profile some businesses. Today was brought to you by CareSource, individual and family health insurance. With health insurance from CareSource, you're not just covered, you're covered with kindness. CareSource, today's featured business. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Let me get Derek in here. Derek, you're on the bus.
It's Doug.
Oh, Doug.
Yeah. Manuel, you gave some information regarding the Medal of Honor winner, Pocahontas, or something to that effect, Beatty?
Powhatan Beatty.
Yes. Did you read that, or did you research that yourself?
No, I didn't research it myself.
Okay. Can I tell you the truth about some of the things that you said that's not true?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. In 2020, I did a presentation for Black History at Reverend Lynch Church, and I called it Roots, the Beginning of Cincinnati, Hamilton County Racial History. And what I went and researched was all the race riots of early Cincinnati. And then what I found in 1862, that was 1 year after the Civil War had started, Cincinnati had experienced at least 3, maybe 4 major racial riots from the 1800s to that time. And those riots, when you say race riot in the early 1800s, you were talking about white people attacking black people. So when the war broke out, black people got together and said, we want to help. And they tried to organize, and they were told, look, this is a white man's war. Go home. We don't need your help. We don't want your help, and we don't need it. So that went on for several months. So then in 1862, in July, blacks started leaving Cincinnati. They started leaving Cincinnati because they was anticipating a racial riot. On July the 10th, a racial riot started where blacks were being attacked who worked on the river, the docks, the levee on the river. Okay. They were attacked, and a riot broke out. And again, at the same time, the Confederates had threatened to come to Cincinnati. There was an army or some cavalry that was coming up this way. So they send out and asked all these people, they call it the squirrel hunters or something to that effect. But they had all these white guys come to Cincinnati with guns. They were going to protect Cincinnati.
Right.
Again, black people tried to organize. They even had a name for themselves. They had all picked out the officers and everything. And again, they were told, we don't want your help. We don't need your help. And matter of fact, don't y'all organize again. So another Confederate army was going to come up this way. So they say, well, we need to fortify Cincinnati, and the best way to fortify Cincinnati is to go over the river and build fortifications. So that's where the Black Brigade came about. And you were talking about by blacks being apprehended by Night Point. When they needed blacks to do all this heavy lifting and work, they basically start just grabbing them off the street. And Kentucky is a slave state, so for a free black man to go over Kentucky, there's a good chance that you were going to be put back in slavery. So a lot of them were scared, so they started hiding from the I ain't going to say police, because what the police did, they just got any white men and told them help bring in the blacks. So they got all these brothers. They formed this unit and marched them across the river and forced them to do this work. They treated them so bad that this one white guy got kind of sentimental, and he had some power, so he took over, and they called themselves the Black Brigade. The Black Brigade built fortifications, and some of those fortifications, the names would be Fort Wright, Kentucky, Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, Fort Thomas, Kentucky. None of the Black Brigade never fought in any kind of battle. The brother won his medal. He was either with the Massachusetts or another all-black. It was not the Black Brigade. The Black Brigade never fought a battle. They brought them back across the river, and then the white people started giving them applause. You will hear that story. You'll hear that part of the history, but you won't hear the beginning, how bad they treated the blacks. So well, I just wanted you to know that.
I just want to make sure I understand, because you said that the information here was incorrect.
Yes.
Okay, so, and I'm asking just because I want to correct what's not correct. So right. You're saying Powhatan Beatty. It says he was born into slavery.
Yes.
Is that in dispute?
No.
He moved to Cincinnati in 1849. Is that in dispute?
No.
He enlisted. Is that in dispute?
Enlisted in what?
It says until the Civil War.
He enlisted with a Black Brigade, but the Black Brigade, I'm saying that wrong. He enlisted with a colored troop, but it was not the Black Brigade.
So you're saying he did not, because it says he fought with the Black Brigade. You're saying he did not fight with the Black Brigade.
No, because the Black Brigade of Cincinnati never fought any battles. Never fought one battle. Only thing they did was build fortifications in Kentucky, and got honored when they came back across the river. But most of them, they were treated so bad that, well, no. So no, he never did fight.
He did not fight with the Black Brigade. He did not win the Medal of Honor.
He won the Medal of Honor.
Okay.
And let me also say this: Junebug Beatty. I think I asked Junebug that, and he said he's not really for sure, but I think he's some kin to Junebug Beatty. Only difference is the Beatty the one who won the Medal of Honor got one T, and Junebug and them got two T's. That's the only difference.
Okay.
So you might want to check with Junebug about that.
So you're saying everything else in here may be correct, but you don't believe that this man fought with the Black Brigade?
No, and I have the information of actually who he fought and won the Medal of Honor with.
Okay.
And it definitely was not Cincinnati Black Brigade. Cincinnati Black Brigade never fought one battle. I don't even think they even had a uniform. And definitely they didn't carry no guns, because they wouldn't let them do that here in Cincinnati.
Okay.
Oh, let me say this too. You said something about black stuff can't be successful. That's what many of us have been taught in our life here in Cincinnati. Is that correct?
Just in our life here in America, yes.
Okay, and I would agree. I agree with you 100%. But did you know here in Cincinnati, Carter G. Woodson, the father of Negro history, he had I'm messing up again, but he had a newspaper or he had a journal that he talked about black history in America. He wanted black people to know about black history or Negro history in America. The first article that he wrote about was about black businessmen of Cincinnati. And what he was saying was that they should be held up to the world because Cincinnati blacks were so far advanced than most blacks in America. He pointed out the business structure of Cincinnati and how great it was. What happened to it? I can tell you, the West End, and I'm talking about the old West End, not what we know today. And those who's over 70 know what I'm talking about. There was another part of West End that got tore down. But basically, the West End got tore down. That's where the black wealth of Cincinnati was. There, in, guess another neighborhood that has a lot of black wealth? Walnut Hills. But you go to Walnut Hills now, and mostly all those homes and stuff, you know, they're not there anymore. What they do is they destroy our history, so we have no reference. We can't go back and be proud of stuff because we don't know, because it's there and tore down. Most of the West End is now under I-75. So, I mean, you were talking about black people today won't be, they won't give up, they won't do things for other black people. And I find what you're saying, brother, and I hate to say this, so true. It is so true. We have hardened against ourselves so much that we refuse to even work with each other. And as you know, man, because you was back at the radio station before 2000, you know that there were plenty of community activists. There were tons of community activists and community activist groups, and none of them was getting paid. Excuse me, none of them was getting paid as far as black people were concerned. Now, I ain't gonna say nobody wasn't accepting no bribes, and I can't say that, but I do know that the majority of the black community activists were not getting paid by anyone. They was doing it for the love of black people. Since that time, I think Sister Iris is about the only one left, and that's deep.
All right.
I can look back and see. So thank you for giving me that time, brother. Thank you very much.
All right, Doug. I appreciate the call. 513-749-1230. Got to get a break in. And don't forget, I will be giving away tickets to the Culture Tour, new edition, featuring Jodeci, presented by the law offices of Blake Maisland. It'll be at Heritage Bank Center, downtown. It'll be a show you don't want to miss. I've got tickets to give away sometime before the end of this show. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
This Black History Month.
It will not be caller number 12. It might be caller number 1, and you just gotta, be alive. Because I don't want to make it hard. So the first caller, maybe, I'm still deciding. The first caller who can speak will win, maybe. Even if you earned them, I gave them to you. Hey, Anthony, they said I was too difficult. So it might just be caller number 1, and if you are breathing. I don't know how long the delay is. It depends on a whole lot of stuff. It depends on your connection. It depends on a whole lot. Now I tell you, my delay between between me saying it and me seeing it on YouTube. Let me count it. 9 seconds. That's my delay between when I clapped and when I saw it on YouTube. Because no matter what, Hank, you could say you're not really giving the tickets away because I had to dial the number, and that was work, so I earned them. Well, you didn't really give the tickets away because I had to come and get them, which means I had to get to you, so that's work, so I earned them. You didn't really give them to me because, I had to hang on and give out my information. That's work, so I earned them. She didn't know. Is this the end? Two minutes till the top of the hour. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. Just wondering what you're willing to sacrifice. I got a few others. Did anybody see, this is totally off subject, but did anybody see the Adidas ad that they put on Twitter? I don't even want to call it an ad, where it was 24 pictures of women showing their breasts. That's not when I say it like that, it sounds pornographic. It wasn't pornographic, kind of wasn't pornographic, but it was 24 women's breasts to show that, hey, women breasts come in all different shapes and sizes. And they're promoting their new, I guess, line of sports bras. Yeah. I looked at it because, for news purposes, I kind of had to check it out.
Sure.
Look, I'm a professional. A professional
at looking at Taytons.
I'm a professional, and so I had to look at it if I thought there was even a remote chance that I was going to talk about it.
Yeah, okay, professional Tayton watcher.
And I'll just say it was interesting. I don't know that it was necessary. There are a lot of people who were upset by it. There were a lot of people who were upset by it. I wasn't all that upset by it.
Of course you wasn't.
I didn't think that it was necessary. See, you saying these comments, but what's wrong with the woman? What's wrong with the female form?
The same thing was wrong with the female form.
Right. So there's nothing wrong with, with what they did. And there's nothing wrong. If there's nothing wrong with the female form, then there definitely shouldn't be anything wrong with looking at the female form. Right? So, yeah. It was an interesting little thing.
I bet it was.
And they do come in all different shapes and sizes. They come in different shapes and sizes. I looked at it on Instagram. And I thought number 4.
See, now we just doing too much.
I'm just saying. It's for a sports bra.
Are you going to buy a sports bra now?
No, I don't need one. It's for educational purposes.
Typical.
It was for educational purposes.
Sure. Because you don't know what tatas look like.
Well, I know what they look like, but, I've never really, seen 24 of them right there all next to each other to actually look at them and consider the different shapes and sizes. It's just something I never really gave much thought to. So, yeah, I only looked at it as a professional.
A professional tata watcher, okay.
You're saying that like that's wrong. Even if that were the case, there's nothing wrong with that.
Sure, let's go with that.
It's not. There's nothing wrong with it. Is there anything wrong with the female form? No. Then how could there be something wrong with looking at the female form? Nothing. Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. Don't sexualize those women.
I wasn't the one sexualizing them. I ain't even seen it.
Your comments.
Your
comments.
Did take your time perusing those tatas and figuring out that you surely did like number 4.
I didn't say I like number 4.
Then why'd you point it out?
I just said number 4 because I was trying to think of the ones that I thought were African American. See, you try to sexualize it.
I didn't sexualize nothing.
You might have.
I bet you if it was a bunch of dudes with their jocks out, you wouldn't have been looking.
No. Why would I look at that?
Exactly.
Why would I look at that?
Because that's not something that you care to sexualize.
It's not about it's not about sexualizing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't care to be educated on 24 different jocks look like?
No, I don't.
I didn't think so.
I don't. I don't
think
care.
So.
I don't care to be educated on that.
I didn't think so.
And not to mention, as men, for the most part, we don't care if you sexualize our penis. That's a part of what it's for. So we don't care. But I would never sexualize a woman's breasts.
If you say so.
Except, during sex. Let me go back to the phone. I thought it was an interesting ad. And there's a lot of different things going on. Like Rihanna's walking around pregnant with her belly out. That's not a horrible thing. I don't necessarily want to see it. And it's not a horrible thing. Lizzo, she posted a picture of herself naked.
Lizzo is always naked.
No. I mean, she posted a picture of herself naked.
Lizzo is always naked.
Well, I just
follow her on Instagram. That woman.
I saw it pop up. She was talking about she posted a picture of herself naked to promote self-love. You posted a picture of yourself naked because you wanted to post a picture of yourself naked. That's it.
If Adidas can post pictures of tatas to quote unquote educate,
I don't know what
Lizzo
a tata
can post
is.
A picture of herself naked to promote self-love.
No, she posted a picture. When Halle Berry posts naked pictures of herself, she never, I'm doing this to promote self-love. No, she just want to put herself out there naked. She don't need some big fancy excuse to make it look like her wanting to be naked is for you. No, it's because that's what she want to do. Lizzo, just say I wanted to post a picture of myself naked. It's to promote self-love. It's just because that's what you wanted to do. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Maybe Holly Berry don't care nothing about promoting no self-love. That's not her stick.
And neither do Lizzo.
If you say so.
I do. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Elijah, you're on the buzz.
Emanuel, what's up, my man?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. And Raven, favorite millennial. I like some of the things you were saying in regards to Joe Rogan, and I definitely was on the things that Norman Springs was talking about, the paths here in Cincinnati and all of that.
All right.
And what I find that because his theme, like mine, is how do we connect this all? And the little poet-type statement that ran through me was, why would we not accept Joe Rogan when we won't even straighten out the machinery that keeps us indoctrinated?
I don't know what you mean.
Okay. What part of it don't you understand so I can target it directly?
I really don't understand any of it.
It's really that bad with black people talking now, huh?
Uh-huh.
Because earlier you were talking about, you were saying what would you sacrifice to do this for the community, to help stop the drug, and you're allowing the drug to go on. You don't realize.
I didn't say nothing about stopping no drugs.
Okay. Well, I'm saying it, but I'm reflecting back on things you said. Because like you said, there is no tape, the same way.
Oh, my God.
Emanuel, like what I'm saying to you is that along the lines of what Norman Springs said, like the deep part of the West End, they tore down places like 1114 Guest Street and all through there.
Okay.
So there was a park back then. And the point of it being is that he said you have to be, over your 70s to really understand, and that's true. So that what I see is a rubbing out and a canceling of equity and social ties in such a way as to not have us fragmented. When you spoke about just now about what you don't understand, Emanuel, I'm reasonably sure that you don't understand because you allow non-essential things to hold on to your mind, if that's a good short way of saying it.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay, and so based on that, what I reduced it to in that statement is, whenever an oppressor has been allowed to indoctrinate you, which they've done their job for centuries on us.
All right.
But if one of us, or two of us, or a dozen, or whatever that number is, don't arise to see it what it is, we can never address it, right?
I'll say yes. Sure.
Right, because if you can't see what the machinery has been doing it, and you can't identify it, then you don't know how that whole thing is doing this. It's magic. It's wizzo type stuff. So what I'm saying to you is, I've made a line straight to the Christian or Catholic religion being in our lives that keeps us reduced to a state of insomnia hypnosis.
Okay.
And I'm trying to shorten it in that way. And the only way that we can get ourselves together is to be impressed and have a decent respect for what it was that takes the boldness to tell us how we got here, how we got in this predicament, and how we can get out. And I think we have not been paying enough attention, Emanuel, to how to get out and taking a sincere, critical look at that so we can extricate ourselves. I hope I made some sense to you, Raven. Did you get anything of what I said?
No.
Okay, what part did you miss?
It don't matter. You had like 2 shots at the apple, And I have to be honest, I'm not.
Nothing. It usually takes up 5, and then you're done.
Well,
so you're going to cut me short?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All
That's right. Show you got the mic, my man.
All right. Have a good day.
Hallelujah.
Word.
Hallelujah.
Word. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Let me get a break in here. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
All the news and information you need.
He stretched everything so far to try to. He could just call in and say, black people should be Hebrew Israelites, because I don't believe in Christianity. And so I believe that you've been misled in your religion and you should follow mine. And I would say, all right, thank you for your call. Because that's all he really want to say every day. And he go through all kind of stuff to try to say it without saying it when we know that's what you're trying to say. And then he ends up making no sense. But y'all be mad at me when I hang up on him, so I didn't want to hang up on him. But I wasn't going to pretend like he was making good sense either. Or let me say I wasn't going to pretend like I understood what he was saying, because I didn't. And then he'll come on here talking about how I don't like my father. He'll start posting in the chat about how I'm so mean and I'm a bad guy. No, that's a different dude. Genghis want me to watch the YouTube movie. Vanessa Sparks says that Landsmen and citywide Kwanzaa organizers. I hate when it jumps. We'll be having a second annual Pan American flag raising ceremony tomorrow at 1. All right, cool. I don't hang up in his face. If anything, I hang up in his ear. And calls have to end eventually. I do want to understand him. 6 minutes to the top of the hour. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock. Also, Nelly accidentally posted a video of himself being pleasured orally. And
I still don't understand how it was an accident.
well, he said it was an accident. It was a video that he's had. He said it's an old video. It's not a video that he was just shooting. But somehow he said it was meant
video,
to be private.
It shouldn't be fresh in your camera roll, which means to me, how do you accidentally post an old video?
Maybe he was watching it. I don't understand.
Okay, so you watching it and then you accidentally post it to your IG story?
Yeah, he accidentally. I don't know exactly how all that stuff worked, but he accidentally hit the button that says post this to Instagram.
Please. At this point, I'm convinced that when this stuff comes out nowadays, none of this is an accident. This is publicity. This is a publicity stunt.
The man said it was an accident. I take his word that it was an accident.
Okay.
And he apologized to that young lady and her family. He apologized to the young lady and her family. I've accidentally posted stuff on the website.
But it was probably something recent in your camera roll, not some quote-unquote old video.
But he might have been watching it.
But you don't. Okay.
Like right now, if I go to my camera roll,
I would love to see you navigate to an old picture or old video and accidentally post it on Instagram.
I could easily do that. I'm looking at it. All right, I'm looking at an old photo, and I hit this little button here. This little I'll show y'all. I hit this little button here because I'm watching it, and I hit that, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I hit that.
You gotta think too hard to do what you're doing right now. That's
No, I'm just doing it. And I'm like, okay, well, hold on, let me close that. Yeah, let me close that. And then now I just posted that picture to my news feed.
I don't believe it, but okay.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. And now I'm like, oops. And so I go in and I delete it. Let me say, I've said this before, ladies. If you're doing stuff like that, stop letting people take videos of you while you're doing it. I mean, all right, my whatever gonna kick in. You shouldn't be doing that to nobody but your husband. You shouldn't be doing that to nobody but your husband. Which I know sound crazy to y'all. What? He's saying you should save yourself for your husband? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But even if you're doing it just with somebody random and they pull out a phone and start recording it, no. Hold on, if you want me to finish this or to continue, you put the video away. Stop doing stuff on camera and then be mad because eventually it got out. You did it on camera. You have to work under the assumption. I know y'all gonna be mad. Work under the assumption that anything you record can possibly accidentally become public. You might not expect it, but that's how you have to operate. And so when you're doing something and somebody's recording it, ask yourself, do I want this made public? If the answer is no, stop doing it or stop the recording. Period. That sounds crazy. Ain't nobody nowadays waiting till they get married. Venus Williams did it. What, you better than Venus Williams? Venus says she's still a virgin. And you better than Venus? And for women to be attempting to body shame that man, like, let me get a break in here. Because that makes me mad. So now average is bad? That's what somebody posted on the Facebook page, that he was average. So average is bad? You know, most people are average. But women, the ones don't want to be body shamed. Women, the ones don't want to be body shamed. But they quick to body shame somebody. Let me get a break in here before y'all get mad. Before y'all make me mad. Before y'all make me mad. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
WBBZ.
Yeah, don't record yourself if you don't want yourself out there. Just look at the comments. Look at the comments. She saved herself until marriage. That was the point I was making. She saved herself until marriage. Now, let me go delete that picture I accidentally posted. Because I don't want that picture on here. Oh, let me go here. I just posted a picture. Let me delete. Where's delete? Delete. So I don't want to edit it. I want to delete it. Y'all better hope I don't ever accidentally release no sex tape, because I can't figure out how to delete this thing. I can edit. I can't figure out how to delete it. It's 2 minutes after the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock. Until 3 o'clock. I can't figure out. Hopefully, I never accidentally post a sex tape, because I can't figure out how to delete this picture. Oh, that'll be terrible. That'll be terrible. 513-749.
Just press the 3 buttons at the top of the post and click delete.
That's what I did. It doesn't delete, does not come up.
Well, then something must be wrong with your phone.
See, that's what I'm telling you. I hit the 3 buttons at the top of the post. I can show y'all. I'm not making this stuff up. Pin post, save post, edit privacy. Who can comment on the post? More to archive, add to album, add to photos, move to trash.
Move to trash.
And I hit move to trash. And then, okay, now it's gone.
See, like,
I hit that before. And it said, do you want to continue? And I'm like, yes. And it said, but maybe I hit the wrong thing. It said something about editing. Okay.
Don't get mad at us for your illiteracy.
It should have just said delete.
We are not
It
living
should
in
have just said
1999.
delete.
And it's 2022. Give it the times.
Let me go back to the phone. Don't be trying to technology shame me.
I don't have to. You just did it yourself.
William, you're on the bus.
Emmanuel, it sounded to me like before you mentioned move to trash, with all that potential editing and this and that you had already posted it. So you might have a situation.
No, that's what I'm saying. I posted it, but then I was trying to delete it, and I couldn't figure out how to delete it.
Well, once you posted it, it's out there. So But look, great show. You making people think as always. And greetings to my favorite millennial. I wanted to go back to the Joe Rogan issue, and I wanted to say that I'm gonna sort of disagree with you.
All right.
Because I'm a stand with the LGBTQ community, the white women, the Hispanics and the Latinos, the Native Americans, and all the other Asians and the so-called minorities that come to America and benefit from non-immigrant African American suffering, but they wrap themselves in our suffering and they benefit from it. Now, let me juxtapose that with what just happened to Whoopi Goldberg and her. Then they suspended her. But where's the LGBTQ to condemn Joe Rogan? Where are the white women, the minority white women? Where are the Hispanics and the Latinos that all our black leaders always telling us that we need to form a coalition against discrimination and racism with? Where are the Native Americans? And I could go on and on. So I'm standing with them, and for now, I'm going to leave you out there all alone to fight this battle. And when all these other so-called minority groups stand up against Joe Rogan, then I'm going to come on your side.
Well, how does that benefit us?
Well, here's how it benefits us. If we don't redefine who we are and understand that we are in this fight alone, we are in this fight alone. Let me throw a life grab to Elijah, the brother that was on. I don't want to disrespect his name. I know his name, but COVID fogged.
Elijah.
Right.
I understand. Elijah.
Right. He said we need to go against the machinery, right? So the machinery is, if Spotify won't discipline Joe Rogan, and to extend to what Elijah was saying, that when we get through with Spotify, we have to go after every other organization because the first thing they're going to say is, well, y'all say it. You got all these black rappers out there using the word.
Yeah,
right?
people already said that on the Facebook page.
Okay, so then what we do is we don't condemn the black rappers. We condemn the mechanism, the machinery that puts it out there. Because for every black rapper that makes it, that uses those negative terms, the H word, the B word, the N word, there's 10 more who are equally or greater talented that they won't let through the door. And that's when our princesses, when I say prince, I'm talking about Prince, India Arie, and all these other people, Jay-Z, who are creating platforms and mechanisms for our people to put their work out there. That's when they come through. Am I making sense?
Yeah, sort of. Sort of. You're making. I understand what you're saying. I agree with you to a large extent. Some of it, you lose me on when people are bringing that up. No. To me, that's a totally separate issue. If you don't, black rappers use the word, that's a separate issue. If that was an issue to you, you would have brought it up before this, or you would bring it up independent of this. That's not the issue.
Well, and I only brought it up to say that's what they're going to say.
Right.
I'm not bringing it up.
Right.
I got a problem with a greater word than the so-called N-word, which ain't a word. I got a problem with the term minority. I think minority is worse because that minority is not a numerical term. It was created during the Nixon administration as a socio-political term to guarantee that black people would never get nothing. If you consider yourself a minority, then that means you are a guaranteed loser. And that's the word calling us ends too, while they reaping the benefits of our struggle.
True. All right.
Thank you, my brother.
Mr. Kirkland, I appreciate your call. 513-749-1230. Let me get Ozzy. He's calling back. Ozzy.
Hey, thanks for letting me in. Man, I disagree with a lot of what Mr. Kirkland just said. First of all, Whippy was wrong, and the definition because the definition of race involves a lot more of the culture of what a person identifies with than just the color of their skin. Now, black people, we think of race as the color of a person's skin. That is not the truth. It deals with a whole lot more than just that. Look it up. Right. Not in the Ebonics dictionary, but
is there an Ebonics dictionary?
He just used it. Now, when it comes to fighting the mechanism of white America, man, you got to clean up your own house first before you start cleaning up somebody else's house.
What?
You clean your house first.
Explain what you mean by that, please.
You don't ignore the N word. You don't ignore it and then go after somebody else because they're using it.
No,
it's
that's
a
not.
Bad word.
I disagree with you.
It is a bad word.
No, I'm not.
It's a bad word since we got here.
Ozzy, I'm not disagreeing that it's a bad word. I'm disagreeing with the premise that if a black person uses it, then that means everybody's allowed to use it, and black people can't be offended that somebody called them an N if they've ever used the word N or if they currently use the word N. I disagree with that.
But you can't. I know this for a fact that when we see a black man killed, the word that is used, and more than likely in the slang of that black man, is the N word.
Huh?
You do not. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
And here is the issue that I have. There was one other one, I can't remember it now because of our disagreement. We can't even agree on whether we should use or not use the N word. So that's what I'm saying. By cleaning up our
I don't think we're not you and I. We're not disagreeing about whether or not one should or should not use the N word. What we're disagreeing about is the fact that because black people use it, that somehow makes it okay for white people to use it. That's what we're disagreeing about.
Well, have you ever been around black people that will joke with a white person that uses it and are not offended by a white person?
Yes.
Okay, we got to clean up our house first because it should not be where any black person should find it funny that a white person is freely using the N word around them.
But that's kind of what you're suggesting should happen. You're saying, unless I'm misunderstanding you, Ozzy, you're saying as long as black people use the word, black people can't get upset with non-black people who use the word, which would, to me, translate into, if I can't get upset with it and a white guy comes around me using it, then what the heck, I might as well laugh and joke with him while he uses it, because according to you, I can't get upset with him because maybe I use it.
Well, you misunderstand what I'm saying, because I'm saying get upset with the black person who finds that it's funny when white people use it. Now, that doesn't say that white people have a right to use it at all. I don't understand how you came up. And the word minority, he's talking about getting angry with the word minority. There's all kind of minorities in different types of groups. Now, that's just ridiculous. But it's cool to use the N word, but minority? Now, and then this thing about India Irie and Spotify, man, God bless India Irie. That sister's been woke since she came on the scene, as far as I'm concerned. Now, what I was trying to say earlier was that I had just left Lexington, which was close to where my ancestors came from, some of them that were slaves. They weren't allowed to voice their opinion. And I feel like the reason why you got a lot of people, a lot of performers that aren't saying anything like India Irie is because they are in bondage. When they signed those contracts, they gave the rights to the industry to determine how their music is going to be played. Matter of fact, they gave their rights to what type of music and lyrics they're going to sing in most situations. When a person like Prince has to change his name and go without a name because the industry is so cold-blooded, then we got problems. When Dr. Dre has to walk away from all of his works, and this is with another black man, the industry is corrupt.
All
And
right.
so, yes, we have to deal, we want to call these brothers out. Because here's my last point, Emmanuel. What we have is some rich ends, and then you have wealthy people. And if a wealthy person who is in bondage, I feel like the first thing a wealthy person who may be in bondage, the first thing he's going to do is buy his freedom. And so what we're dealing with is some rich Negroes who don't have the money to buy their freedom or walk away from all of that silver and gold that is given to them. And therefore, they will not and cannot walk away and do what my dear sister India Irie did away from Spotify, because they're not allowed to.
All right.
That's my opinion. Thank you, bro.
All right. That's Ozzy, 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Let me get a break in here. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
1230 The Buzz and Walker Funeral.
Sorry, texting Lincoln where? Kamikia, I don't always agree with you. But I agree with you on that one. White folks can't say the N word, period. The N. Black folks can. And we don't have to explain ourselves to white folks. Absolutely. I agree with you. You coming around. You coming around. Why is Lincoln trying to start a fight with me? He out of town trying to start a fight. And he knows I don't have the self-control to not engage because I thoroughly enjoy him trying to start a fight. I'm texting Lincoln. Lincoln is texting me trying to start a fight. And I do so enjoy fighting with Lincoln. I'm not starting it. I'm not starting it. I'm just responding to it. I'm not starting it. I don't have the self-control to not participate. About the Super Bowl. He trying to start a fight with me about the Super Bowl. I think he's buying tickets. And I'm trying to tell him, go ahead and buy the tickets. You make plenty of money. Go ahead and treat the lovely Mrs. Ware to a Super Bowl. Go ahead. You in LA, the tickets are coming down. Go ahead and buy 2 tickets. What is $7,000 or $9,000? Because I think I saw where they were like $3,500. What is $7,000 to $9,000 to you, Lincoln Ware? I have no idea, Vanessa, what you're getting ready to ask me. None. You could hear me and understand. If I was watching the NFL, and I was supporting the Bengals, and I had decided to go to LA for the Super Bowl, and I was making 6 figures, working 2 hours a day, I would definitely shell out $7,000 to go to the Super Bowl. Maybe I'm already there. Maybe a once in a lifetime experience, moving forward. He's 78 years old. He might not see 2 years from now. I would definitely splurge. And it's not like he hurting for money. Well, Lincoln is not boycotting big crowds. He's boycotting wearing masks in big crowds. So that'll work out for him. Right, the price is going down. That's what I'm telling him. And he trying to fuss at me and tell me to watch the Super Bowl and all of that kind of stuff. Like, come on, bro. You only live once, and you've lived the overwhelming majority of that time. Enjoy what you got left. You can't take it with you. After. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock? Till 3 o'clock. And before I go, yes, I am giving away tickets to see New Edition. It's the Culture Tour. New Edition featuring Jodeci. Presented by the law offices of Blake Maisland. March 12th, Heritage Bank. You don't want to miss the show. You can go to Ticketmaster.com. You can buy your tickets, or you can try to win some today. Stay tuned. I will be giving them away before this show is over. Not now. The phone's ringing. Not now. I'll tell you when. Not now. Let me go back to the phone. Rick.
Mr. Emanuel. Yesterday, I wanted to correct myself. Yesterday, I thought the day after I hung up for you, I thought I'd give you a little bad news about that Captain Reed, that police captain.
Yes.
Because his story was that big good-looking guy that was back behind him eating popcorn and talking on the phone. He tried to do it. He jumped up and he thought he was going to do it. So that's why he shot him. But then guess what? His wife. This was all doing because they were getting a jury together. His wife said, no. He didn't do anything. He does so her husband, the old white guy, the old captain, he just jumped up to turn around with his gun and just opened up, So because the guy threw some popcorn on him, so I guess a popcorn, that's a deadly weapon, huh?
All right.
Well, and so I guess there's a motto behind that whole story. And I say, everything has there's always a motto to a
what's the motto?
Story like that motto is if you in something like a U-Totem or 7-Eleven and there's a bunch of people standing in line, don't get on your phone and start talking loud about how much money you made on the stock market or how much you lost.
This is a long motto.
That's the motto, because you might make somebody mad and they might open up on you. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
What just happened? What just happened? Okay. That was a pretty long motto. Let me go back to the phone. John.
What's going on, Emmanuel?
How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. So I was listening and I heard Ozzy get into his spiel about the N-word, and it kind of prompted me to want to call in, just because I kind of get where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I understand India Ari's stance on the whole Joe Rogan thing.
Yes.
And the idea behind the word in itself and how it's been embraced in our culture as black people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never really understood it when I really dug into it and tried to understand the history behind the word, because, honestly, there aren't any other groups of people who would take a derogatory name that's used against them as a whole and embraced it, right? Can you really think of one?
Yeah.
All right, enlighten me then.
Gay people. They call themselves F words and all kind of stuff. I've been around gay people and seen it happen. And if you call them that, it's the most offensive thing in the world. But yeah, they will call each other those things.
I can agree. But at the same time, you think it's embraced as a whole as much as the N-word is?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. There's some hesitance there, and I get it. But I'm saying all that to say this. Like, I feel like black people as a whole have been, indoctrinated or conditioned to accept all negativity when it comes to us as a people since slavery, right?
Okay.
Because if we're gonna look at, that word as a whole, if it's rooted in evil, if it's rooted in racism, why did we embrace it? And why didn't we turn it into a term of endearment when it was something that was used to demean and demoralize us for so many years?
That's why. Because it was used to, and I don't necessarily agree with it, although I understand it, but because it was something that was used to demean us for so many years, there is something to, let me use me, for example. I'll use me, for example. Growing up, people did make fun of my hairline. People, they called me V. People had, for real, people had all kind of things. My friends, enemies, everybody. Well, when I grew up, that used to hurt. It used to hurt. But then, one day I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, look, this really is an unconventional hairline. Your hairline is not like most other people's hairline. And so I began to talk about my own unconventional hairline. And what I found is that when I talked about it and just came to the realization of what other people said couldn't hurt me, because I took the power away from them by using it on myself. So it's that same concept. You call me an N, and if every time you call me an N, it hurts me to my core. Maybe if I start calling me an N and don't mean anything negative by it, when you say it, it won't hurt me as bad. Now I've taken the power away from the word, so you have no power over me using that word. That's the reason behind it.
Right. Okay. I know. I get that. So let's stay there for a second. Then.
All right.
Right. I get where you're coming from, and I understand that. But at the same time, why is it that we have to then embrace something that's had so much negativity rooted in its inception, as opposed to just saying a hard stop and saying, we're not going to accept anybody calling us that word, just like the Jews do with the K word, just like the Asians do with the C word, and demand a certain level of respect when it comes to us as a people. Like, why have we been so indoctrinated that we have to listen? Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
I think the reason why there is definitely a difference, if the Jewish people, or the people that we refer to as the Jewish people, were in the same position as we were in this country, they would probably but right now they have the power to say, no, don't say that word, and we will shut you down. And people know it, and so they don't say it. But if they did not have the power to do that, there's a good chance that they would have come up with the same conclusion. Like, we can't stop, it's too many of them, it's too prevalent, we can't stop them from doing it. The state sponsors it, it's systemic, and it's widespread. But trust me, if as the black community, we had the power to say, anybody who say that word, we shutting you down. Like Whoopi Goldberg shutting you down, you be gone. And if Whoopi wouldn't have apologized within almost 30 seconds of saying it, Whoopi would have been completely canceled. She would never get another job, and then they might even come after her income. They have that kind of power. Where do we have that kind of power?
Emanuel, we do have that type of power.
No, we don't.
Listen, wait. Let me explain it to you. Our culture is the most emulated culture.
That's different. That's different, John.
No, wait,
that's not power.
listen.
That's not the power. All right, Joe Rogan said it, John. Shut him down. Shut him down. Exactly. You can't shut him down. We don't have that power.
I was letting you finish. No, we do. And India Arie is she's showing us. She's starting something.
Hold on, is Joe Rogan still getting that $100 million from Spotify?
I mean, he's going to, but if enough people with a platform and with the power and with the leverage take a stand with her, would step up and say, you know what, we're gonna follow her lead.
But we're not talking about what if. We talking about right now in America. Hold on, we talking about. Hold on, Whoopi said it, and the next day she was gone. She was suspended. Joe said it. He said it for 12 years. Huh?
You got to look at who owns those corporations.
Exactly. That's where that power is that we don't currently have. That's the difference.
I guess you're right. Because you're right. Because listen, if Joe Rogan had said something about so-called Jewish people and said the K word,
he'd be gone.
What do you think would have happened?
He'd be gone.
But that's my point. We have to start somewhere. And my point is, you can't demonize. If you're going to embrace a word and say it's okay, right, for you and your people, and that brings up the whole idea and the the whether or not free speech is really a real thing. You can say it. There's always going to be consequences by what your words and how it affects other people. But at the end of the day, if we were to say as a whole, we're not going to accept the use of the N-word at all, right? And take a hard stance on that. And those of us in power with platforms and in positions to make things happen were to take that same stance, things would change. But you can't do that when you're kind of straddling the line, because we're
I don't
honest.
agree with you.
I mean, you said you brought up homosexuals, right? But honestly, that whole fight is even newer than what we've been going through. But when we're talking about races of people and derogatory names, we're honestly the only group of people who really take that and try to embrace something that was negative.
Again, I don't believe that's true, number one. Number two, even if it is true, you have to look at the power dynamic. And then number three, I reject your premise that you can't embrace a word and then say to other people you can't use it. Just flat out and pure and simple. I can say
it's confusion, Emanuel.
No, there is no confusion about it.
Yes, it is.
No,
man.
It's not. It's not confusing at all. It's only
because
confusing
you can't
if people want it to be confusing.
Listen, who gave you, and let's say you have somebody says it to you that's not African American.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives you the power to dictate what they can and can't say?
Because I'm African American.
But if the law dictates you can say what you want to say,
no, we're not talking about the law dictating.
No,
the law dictates that I could say the K word.
You can, if you really want to. But who put it in your mind that
I can look?
Listen,
look,
if
John.
you say it, you know there's going to be consequences for it.
John,
that's why you don't. It's a
there is no confusion about it. I can say it if I want to, and if you're white, don't say it. And like somebody said I don't have to justify it and explain it. I can say it. You can't. And there is no confusion. Anybody who's telling you, well, I was confused. I didn't know if I was allowed to say it because I heard a black person saying it. They lying to you. They not confused. They know not to say it. They just want to say it. There's no confusion.
Let's take a stand and put a hard stop on the word, and nobody uses
it. I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. But I'm just not buying the idea that people are confused about whether or not they should use it. They know they should use it.
Honestly, that's a cop-out. But for the sake of argument, you know what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. John, I appreciate your call, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Keep it going. Oh, wait a minute. I got a break. Let me get a break in here. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
It's like deja vu all over.
Why y'all keep bringing up by law? Nobody's talking about by law. I can say anything. There's no law that says I can't say the K word. By law. We're not talking about by law. Why y'all keep bringing that up? And the song that Michael Jackson is, They Don't Care About Us. Oh, Don says, don't get mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'll be mad when I have to give away these tickets to somebody who, just breathing. I'll be mad about that. Don, it is just conversation. That's what I'm doing. I'm conversation. Don't perceive my tone and think that that is what makes me mad. That's passion. Oh, it was my face. Because it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing to suggest is that the only way that we have to do it is by law. And by law, it's not going to be the case. It's not. Your passion sounds like an angry black man. Well, I am an angry black man sometimes. I just wasn't in that moment. Same thing that I don't get offended by being called an angry black man, because sometimes I'm an angry black man. That's just the truth. Renita talking about she a big NE fan. I don't know. Did you know, is this the end? Could you have sang that part? That is your question, Janice. They don't perceive it as demeaning themselves. Themselves? I'm not sure. All right, Renita. Oh.
Talk station.
19 minutes to the top of the hour. The afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Got a few things on the table that we're discussing, but right now mainly we're talking about, I guess, who can and who cannot use the N-word. And for me, it's plain and simple. I can use it. I'm a black man. You can't if you're not a black person. Period. That's not fair. So, wasn't fair what you did to my people all them years either. And, well, that's not right. Wasn't right what you did to my people. And you didn't give us an explanation.
For the same reason, white people are no longer allowed to own slaves. Y'all are no longer allowed to say that word. It's that simple. You can no longer claim another human being as your property, and therefore you can no longer call that human being whatever you feel like it. It's a wrap. Let it go.
I'm just telling you, that's the way I see it. It's simple to me. Let me go to the phone. Joyce.
Yes, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic.
Okay, it's just like when a lady calls herself, I'm a bad bee. But if a man calls me a bee, we may get upset.
Yeah, y'all call corporate and get him suspended for 2 weeks.
That's right. So you can't use the premise that just because you embrace a name, then another group should be able to say it is confusing. No, it's not confusing. If I embrace B because I'm thinking I'm a bad bee, you don't just call me a bee. You can't call me a bee at work. You can't do it because it's against the rules, okay? It's not against the law to say it in public.
Right.
But if you get caught on the platform, certain platform saying it, it may be held against you. So we, as he knows, of course we have been indoctrinated and programmed. We were brought here as slaves, our ancestors, most of them. Okay, they were redline profiled, Jim Crow, all kind of things. And we, in order to survive, any group that has to survive has to have a mechanism inside their mind to do it. And if our mechanism was to embrace the most nastiest thing you said about, we embrace black, finally. We're black and we're proud now.
Right.
So you can't hurt us anymore with the names you call me.
Right.
As Lawrence has called me fat, black, ugly, and ignorant. I can embrace it all because I don't care what Lawrence says. I don't care what his master told him to call me. Those things don't hurt me anymore. I'm not scared to be fat, black, ugly, and big-lipped or big-nosed. That doesn't hurt. I embrace what I am. I'm happy about what I am. And I don't have to say, oh, no, Lawrence, I don't look. I don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. We call you an N-word if we want to. We know it's about ignorance now. It's not just about color. So that's how we changed it all, and the meaning of it is about an ignorant person. So it's not about a race. But if you use it towards me in racial, I know you're using it racially.
Right.
And so you can't say it's cop-out. No, that's what the society has brought us. And just like you said, Whoopi just made a comment that it was man's humanity against man. It was, along with the ethnic group hate, and that's why they did it. And I don't know why Whoopi didn't know that it was ethnically charged. It was an ethnic reason why, but Nazis didn't want the Jews to be alive. So I'm not sure what her mentality was at 60-some years old. She didn't know that, but whatever. But that's, I think, thanks for listening.
All right, Joyce. 513-749-1230. Let me get at least one more caller in before I go. Nat?
Yes.
Yes, you're on the buzz.
Thank you, Emanuel. First of all, I love your show. Listen all the time.
Thank you.
And, you know, what I heard you say about Joe Rogan, and if he used the K word as a Jew, I guarantee you, he not only would still be on the air, he'd have more listeners. That is not, I don't think, I don't think that's a fair comparison.
Come
no,
on, Nat.
No, I'm telling you.
Nat, they made Michael Jackson take the word out of his song.
Yeah, that was a different time. I think it's a lot easier to be an anti-Semite these days.
How?
Honestly.
Wait, didn't Whoopi just get suspended? She didn't even use the K word.
I think Joyce made the point perfectly just now. I think she was absolutely right. And that, I mean, I'm curious. What do you think? Do you think what she said was wrong? I didn't hear what you said about that when it first happened, so I'm curious.
I didn't really say much about it. Whether it was right or whether it was wrong, it was her opinion. And again, she didn't say anything offensive. There was just a lack of understanding there. So I don't think that was worthy of a suspension. But because of
I agree with you.
The power of the Jewish community, she got suspended. So to say, oh, it's different now, it's not.
Well, I don't know. I think in her case, I think they made a huge mistake. I think they should have had a show about what she said and why it was wrong immediately, and there would have been a whole bunch of people who learned something about, you know, what the Nazis thought and how it was exactly the same thing.
Well, Nat, do this for me. Do this for me. Tell me the last time you saw a TV show, heard a song, heard it on a podcast, somebody used the K word.
Oh no, you're right about that. I will give you that. But I think in Joe Rogan's case, I think that would be very much on brand for somebody like him, and I don't think the consequences would be the same as what you're talking about with a show like The View. That's all.
Right.
I think that's different.
All right. I don't think it is, but I hopefully we'll never find out.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Thanks for what you're doing. Appreciate the show.
Nat, I appreciate the call. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board just by virtue of the fact that you don't see or hear it. Means things ain't changed because people love to push boundaries. Let me get this last break in. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
1230 The Buzz wants to see you in the building for the Culture Tour. Starring New Edition. Featuring Jodeci.
That might have been that. That might have been that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I got Shelly on hold. Shelly gonna say the N-word. Y'all gonna be mad. So I'm swinging back and forth in the chair. That's why I'm swinging. Shelly gonna be on here saying the N-word. Y'all gonna be mad at me. Why'd you let her say it? I'm confused. Am I not allowed to say the N-word? Or is she just gonna say it? Then somebody gonna be, she confused. She don't know whether or not she can say it. And she not confused. She just wanted to say it. Nah, I think I'll get suspended if I do that, Brent. I'll get suspended if I do that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I would be off the air. Are there PSAs in there? Pull those for me. I did that. (513-749-1230). That's the number to get on board. Caller number 1, you're gonna get tickets to go see New Edition featuring Jodeci. Caller number 1 right now. 513-749-1230. You're going to see New Edition and Jodeci. Presented by the law offices of Blake Maislin. That's right, caller number 1. 1230 The Buzz.
Hi, am I the correct caller?
You are the correct caller.
Yes, thank you.
All right, what's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, you are going to see New Edition and... Hold on, I got to check first. Are you breathing?
Yes.
You are going to see New Edition featuring Jodeci. Brought to you by the law offices of Blake Maislin. Are you excited?
Yes.
All right. There you go. I'm going to put you on hold, and Raven is going to get all your information.
Thank you.
All right. There you go. Plain and simple, just like y'all wanted it. Plain and simple, just like y'all wanted it. That was fun. 513-749-1230. 1230 The Buzz.
Am I calling number 1?
No, we already had number 1. I'm sorry.
What? All right.
I'm sorry. 1230 The Buzz.
Am I calling number 1?
We already had caller number 1. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
All right. 1230 The Buzz.
Am I caller number 1?
Oh, we already had caller number 1. I'm so sorry.
You got to put that down a little bit farther so everybody gets a chance.
But they got mad last time. I don't want to make people mad.
Well, I'm mad that you did number 1.
Oh, can't win for losing. Hey, I appreciate you listening.
You going to do it again?
Tomorrow, yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Let me go back to the phone. Shelly, you're on the buzz.
Okay. First off, I have no desire to use the N-word, and I really don't even want to hear it. There's only one exception.
Oh.
Just one.
What's the exception?
Well, I love Adina Howard, and I just can't help it. I like to get freak in the morning, I love that song. But anyways, as far as Joe Rogan, he is not on YouTube, right?
Well, I see clips of his pop up on YouTube, yes.
Okay, well, he left YouTube because of the censorship. And somebody asked earlier, where's the gay and lesbian people? Spotify and their gay and lesbian or LGBTQ employees did try to have Joe Rogan fired. I didn't even know who the man was until like the last couple months. And I don't think anybody else does. This is just the mainstream media, with their dog whistle. Like, look over here at Joe Rogan. I mean, does he really say this word all the time?
Well, he said it enough.
I I've only seen a few videos. I've never seen him.
He said it.
That word.
He has said it, and he's had people on to talk about genetically black people are predisposed to violence. He talked about black people in the movie theater and how it was the Planet of the Apes. And
he told
yes.
Trevor Noah that he wasn't African because he has other like European descent, because I think his father is from Germany or something like that. Like he has a history of saying ignorant stuff.
Well, isn't he a comedian? I mean, people don't watch him because he's smart, right? Isn't that kind of what the other caller was saying?
But in your mind, being a comedian makes it okay to call black people?
No, my thing is cancel culture, and if we're going to push cancel culture,
right?
You know, I mean, it's going to come around, and it can come around and bite you in the butt.
How?
You know?
How so?
Because if you push for somebody else to be canceled because they hurt your feelings,
No, we're not talking about, hold on, no, we're not talking about just hurt feelings. See, when you diminish it,
like Whoopi Goldberg, for
that's an
example.
attempt to diminish calling me an N-word.
Okay,
It's
well,
not, oh, my feelings are hurt.
I get the N-word issue. I mean, that can be talked about forever and ever and ever. It's always talked about forever and ever.
What's there
Personally,
to say?
we don't use the Metro because I don't really like hearing it. Every time I've been on the Metro bus, it's N-word, 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 and we don't like to hear it. So we don't, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I got a feeling that's not really
Are
the
you
case.
really trying to make the argument that the N-word offends you more than it offends black people right now?
No, I did not say more. I said that is one reason we don't ride the Metro, because I don't particularly like to hear it.
It sounds like you're saying that the N-word offends you more hearing it than black people having to bear it from some dude who makes millions of dollars on a platform.
Okay, well, first of all, I was the only white girl on the bus growing up, and I was called Noodlehead. Right. So I've been hearing the N-word my entire life, mostly from black people.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just saying the whole cancel culture. Like, Whoopi pushed for people to get canceled. She celebrated Don Imus, and now it came in better in the butt.
I got a feeling that you got a family member or two that uses that word.
No.
No?
Actually, my family, have you ever heard of Buckhead?
I've heard of it.
I mean, Bucktown?
I've heard of it.
Right. It was a black ghetto. My white family lived there.
And?
Okay, they weren't rich. This was right. I'm saying in Cincinnati.
You know poor white people. Well, I know you know this. Poor white people use the word too.
Well, I was not raised hearing the N-word until I left my house.
I don't know that that's true.
Okay, so if Joe Rogan, I mean, you want him to be canceled he has a fan base.
Okay.
I mean, his videos have like 85 million views, right?
Just so that I understand it. Hold on. Just so that I understand it.
He got this huge fan base.
Raven, hold on.
Not all of a
Just
sudden,
so that
right?
I understand it, if you have a fan base, then it's okay for you to be a racist.
No, not that it's okay. I'm saying who's going to cancel him? You want him
Spotify.
canceled, but then he can just go to Rumble.
Okay, then let him go there.
Okay, and then what is that? Okay, so that is what people are doing. YouTube has canceled everybody, right?
No.
I mean, okay, so we're canceling people and we're making them leave one platform to another, like people have shut off their TVs. Most people have shut off their TVs.
I don't understand what the point that you're making is.
That's what I'm trying to understand is, okay, so if Joe Rogan gets canceled, what does that solve? How does that
it takes a racist off the air. It says that platform is saying racism, we're not going to tolerate outward overt racism and racist language on our platform.
So but how do you know the context that he used the word? Did he oh
my goodness. There's no context that you can use the word, Shelley. You can't use it. No context. The context.
She showed how far she was willing to go to make excuses, because the first thing she said was, well, does anybody even know who Joe Rogan is? But then all of a sudden you remember, well, he has this huge fan. Girl, stop. The only purpose of your call today was to excuse white people for saying the N-word.
Raven, thank you for everything that you do over there. Everybody who called, everybody who listened, I appreciate you. Context don't matter. And y'all can call it unfair if you want. But if you listen to me and you white, don't say the word. Period. Whatever the context, don't say it. I really don't think the only time Shelly heard it was when she left the house. Until next time.
You probably said it 3 times today already.
Al Sharpton is up next. It's been the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shelly go call corporate. She want to say the N word. In the right context. In the right context. Well, let me tell you, I stay in Kentucky and I heard white folks calling each other the N word. Try that one. Yeah, she want to say it so bad. I can tell. Miss Lucky Charm, I can tell. I do not have a meeting. I do have a meeting. That's right. She said after the show, she'll wait. She can wait. The show ain't over until I say the show is over. But yeah, I'm listening to all of these women take shots at Nelly. And it always, like when women be talking about men and small penises, like, y'all it's very rarely ever women with perfect bodies. It's okay to shame Nelly. But I saw the little titties ad with Adidas. I have to admit, I was like, it's not sexual. It's really not sexual. In the right context. Perfect to you may be different from someone else. But no, y'all talking about the size of Nelly's penis, so big to you may be big, not big to somebody else. Y'all don't have perfect bodies. Y'all don't have perfect bodies complaining about the size of his penis, about the size of your titties, the size of your ass, the size of your vagina. Oh, and can I point something else out? Just things I was thinking about. I was thinking about this, ladies. Ladies, earlier in the week, on Monday, I believe it was, some would say I bashed men. Some would say it is still online. Some would, or I hope you're talking about the Adidas ad. Some would say I bashed men. Because I got on them about not clearing that daggone sidewalk. And I told them they not the man of their house if they don't clear their sidewalk. Some men agreed. Some men didn't agree. But I tell you what no man said. But what about women? Why ain't they doing something? No man said that. Throughout that entire conversation, in online, on air, or in my voicemail or in my email, I didn't get a single comment from a man saying, what about women? Why you not talking about what women should do? Men either accepted or rejected what I said on its merit. That don't define me as a man. Or, you right, brother, a real man would have cleaned his, you know what I'm saying? Men accepted it or rejected it on its merit. But I didn't hear a single, but what about women? Now, I could imagine if I was saying women should do this and thus. women should do this and that. I can't imagine women just hearing that and not saying, well, you ain't saying what men should do. Why not just accept it or reject it? But that's why I be having issues talking to women about issues. Because y'all never want to either accept what y'all doing wrong or right and own up to it and say, you know what, you're right. As a woman, we shouldn't do that. Or I reject that. I think women got a right to do that. Y'all always want to, well, what about men? And maybe that's why a lot of y'all have some issues, because y'all can't look at yourselves and examine what you do, how you do it, why you do it, without trying to flip it to make, what about men? Maybe once we can get there, we can get somewhere. But I'm telling you, not a single man called me and said, oh, you talking that stuff about what men should do, what about women? Not a single one. Did y'all notice that? No, I'm not jumping on y'all. I'm just telling y'all, if we gonna get ahead together, you know, I'm talking about in relationships and stuff like that, we gotta own our stuff. And if y'all not willing to own y'all stuff, how we gonna ever make it? What about women? You talking about men cleaning the driveway. What about women? What should they be doing? I didn't hear that. And I thought about it later on, like, that was refreshing. I said, that was refreshing. Some men, you don't know what you're talking about. I ain't cleaning nothing. Mother Nature melted. I'm not getting out there putting in all that work. Like, you ain't no real man, not the man of the house. I was like, that was refreshing. And even the people, you know, like I said, who rejected it, other people, like, yeah, y'all should be out there cleaning up. No, I'm proud of men because I didn't hear it. I'm proud of men either, like I said, accepting it or rejecting it on its merit. That's what I'm proud of. What about women? What should they be doing when it snows? She not making me no hot chocolate. Maybe I would clean the driveway if she was cooking. Nobody said that. Well, the laundry wasn't done. It maybe if I would. Nobody said that. DeAndre said, the hell with Emanuel, we're going to see what this son do. I remember that. And I remember telling you Mother Nature is the man of your house. And I don't remember your comeback being, well, what about women? I'm just saying, it was just something that I noticed that I thought I would point out so that because it will come up again and there will be a legitimate criticism. There will be a legitimate criticism of women that I will levy at some point. I'll be trying to teach y'all how to be better women, because that's what I do. I'll be trying to teach y'all, and instead of just either accepting it or rejecting it, like, Emmanuel, you're right. We really should do that if we want our relationships to work. Or, nah, Emmanuel, you're wrong. That's not necessary. That. Y'all gonna say, but what about men? If men would do this, then we would do that. Well, what about men? Men don't do this and men don't do that. When you're talking about this, but you're not talking about when men do that. That's what y'all gonna say. Instead of self-examining, instead of looking at yourself, you're going to want to look at somebody else. That was a pretty good women voice. That was a pretty good one. Mind your business. No, because I love black love. So I can't just mind my business and just let stuff go when I'm seeing black marriages and black relationships just go to hell. And a lot of this stuff can be fixed simply by people taking a look at themselves and analyzing what am I doing and what can I do better. That was a good voice, Tria. Don't join the chorus of haters. Don't join the chorus. I want to see black love succeed. I want to see black love flourish. A lot of it could be fixed by listening to me. A lot of it could. I don't have to answer to every individual situation, but, generally speaking, yeah, a lot of it could be. And again, just simply by not trying to pass the buck. All right, have a good one. The son is the man of your house. All right. What happened with marriage number one? I told y'all that was a huge part of that was my fault because I knew going in that thing was bad. But again, I'm taking Yes, you see that without even thinking. I'm taking responsibility for my part. I'm taking responsibility for my part. I know that sounds crazy, that a person would take responsibility for the decisions that they made. Well, what about her? I knew going in that it was bad. I wasn't fooling myself into thinking, oh, this is going to be a healthy, long-lasting, lifelong. No. I knew. Hear what I'm saying? Me. I made those decisions. I tell you what else. I thought that I failed as a father. I thought, was it yesterday or day before? I thought that I failed as a father. I thought I failed as a father. Because I went to my daughter's page and I saw a picture of her standing next to a stripper pole. And I had to call her, like, what the F is going on? Thought I failed. Because, one of my main jobs as a father is to keep my daughter off of the stripper pole. And she was standing next to a stripper pole like she was getting ready to do something. And I'm talking about she was taking some pole dance classes. I told her, don't do that. Don't take no pole dance classes. And don't post it if you do. Because my duty as a father is to keep you off that damn pole. That really is like, what do your daughter do? Oh, she's a stripper. You never hear men say that to men or people. What they gonna say? She in school. No, she working her way through school on that pole. But nobody Nobody is saying, hey, I got 3 daughters. All 3 of them really successful strippers. What? You failed as a father. You failed. If that is your story, you failed as a father. That's karma. Yeah, right. So, well, my daughter's a dancer. Kind of dancer. With the Harlem ballet or whatever. Is that what she is? And she take off her clothes and she show her titties. And the men putting money in her. You never hear that. You never hear that. Never. Because that means you failed. So I thought I failed. I had to go like, E-Man is 2022. So? What did the year being 2022 got to do with anything? It can be 2122. If I look up and my daughter is a stripper, I feel like I failed as a father. What difference do the year make? And look, just so y'all know, because I know how y'all women are, what about your boy kids? What about your sons? Because y'all can't ever just accept legit stuff as legit stuff. What about your son? What if he was a stripper? Then I would have failed too. Not as horribly, but still failed. What your son do? Oh, he a stripper. He'd go out and take his clothes off and slang his ding-a-ling around. That's what he do for a living. Nah, that would be a failure. That would be me being a failure. Because I know it was going to come. I know it was going to come. Yeah, y'all was thinking that. Somebody, not all of y'all was thinking that, but there was some woman thinking, what if he had a son? Would you feel the same way? Because y'all can't resist that urge. Like, you know, you love them anyway. Like if my daughter, Chelsea, if my daughter was on OnlyFans doing the nasty, I would still love her. I would still love her. But I would feel like I failed as a father. I would feel like I failed. What does your daughter do for a living? She be having sex with people on TV. People pay to see it. She got this little trick she do with a... Like, what? What? Why are you bragging about that? Why do you know that? Yeah, I was watching her one day, and she got this little trick she did with her tongue, right? And she took the tongue and she spun it around the thing, and she licked it up one side, down the other, and I was like, go on, girl, that's my baby right there. You ain't gonna ever hear that. You failed. You failed.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a picnic on the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth. All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese.
That's my proud father voice. I'm sorry. That's the proud father voice.
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap. So what are we doing this weekend? And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed...
So yeah, I had to tell her don't be putting them pictures up there. Nobody, maybe nobody else, but me. But me. I judge me. Do you blame all your good or bad deeds on the parents at a certain age? No, yeah, I agree at a certain age, but I taught her better than to be a stripper. I taught her better. Yeah, she grown. I still taught her better. I taught her better. You, Nikki, you should be able to watch your child do their job. You should be able to watch your child do their job and be proud to tell what they do. Or, maybe not proud, but definitely not ashamed. When she worked at Amazon, I was not ashamed to be like, she worked at Amazon. What does she do at Amazon? Yeah, she take the little things and, they come down the conveyor belt and, she got to go through and put the little things in the box. And then she became a manager. And so she tells everybody else what to do, and then she had to check and make sure. No shame in that. I could go and watch her do her job. Like, oh, yeah, you did. Go on, girl, pick them little things up, put them in the box. Put them in the box. Tell them people what to do, baby. Tell them people what to do. Little girl, yes. That's my daughter telling people what to do. Nothing wrong with that, right? Your child is a lawyer, and you at the courthouse, you watching. Yeah, she arguing. What does your daughter do? Well, she writes motions and she researches law and, every once in a while she goes to court and I can go to court and I can watch her. There's no shame in watching her do her job. Go on, argue that case. Question that wit. Cross-examine his ass. Get him. No shame in that whatsoever. You should be able to do that. What? She work at McDonald's? What does she do? She take the fries, she drop them in the grease. They bubble a little bit. She take them, she put them in the thing, she flip them up with things, put some salt on them. Go on, girl, pour that salt. Then, shake it, put it in the, then get them fries to somebody. Get them fries, them hot fries, girl. Go on with your hot fry making self. That's my daughter making them hot fries. Nothing wrong with that. I can go and watch her do that and not be ashamed. You should be able to go and watch your kid do their job and not be ashamed. I'm just saying. So, yeah, if your child is doing a job that you're ashamed to go watch, you might have failed. In particular, your daughter stripping, that was a part of your responsibility. It doesn't make her a bad person. It just makes you a bad parent. She's not a bad person. You're just a bad parent. I would imagine if my mama and daddy was alive today, every once in a while, they would tune in to the show just to see what I'm doing. My daddy used to listen to me on the radio, and he used to tell me stuff. Oh, son, you was in. And I'd be like, all right, Dad, I listen to him, all right. So, yeah, if she got her OnlyFans, you should, as a parent, be able to go on every once in a while and just watch her and, critique her. You should be able to, because, that's what parents do. Like I said, my daddy used to be like, well, you shouldn't say this, son. You should say this. And you should, next time you on there and you talking about this, you make sure they understand this and that and that. And he used to critique me. I'd be like, all right, that's a good idea. I'll take that into consideration. Or I'll be like, yeah, nah, Dad, I don't think that would be as effective as you think it'd be. But I would listen to him. He would critique me. My point is, you should be able to do that. Your child is a lawyer. You should be able to critique him. Next time when you're in court, don't wear that because that makes you look untrustworthy. Or, be a little more brief with you. You should be able to critique him. Next time you're on fries, Don't put so much salt on the fries. If the fries be salty, baby. Don't nobody want salty fries, baby. Don't put salt on your fries. That's too much. Leave them in there just a little longer. I think you might be taking them out because they not as crispy, baby. People want crispy fries, baby. Don't do them that. You should be able to watch and critique. Can you do that if your daughter is on OnlyFans? If you can't do that, then you might have failed as a parent. And again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being a stripper. There is nothing wrong with being well, let me say this. I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with being a stripper. I'm saying being a stripper doesn't make you a bad person. Being a stripper doesn't make you a bad person. Having an OnlyFans page, or is it account, whatever, doesn't make you a bad person. So I'm taking it back. I honestly do believe there is something wrong with being a stripper. There is something wrong with being OnlyFans, sex worker, whatever. There's something wrong with that. But it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad person. But I really do. I believe you should be able to, watch what? Your daughter's a teacher. Some schools, they even had that little two-way glass so you can go watch your daughter teach. All right. And she telling the kids, baby, don't wag your finger at the kids like that. That'll intimidate them. Don't do that. Baby, you write too small on the whiteboard. Write a little bigger. You might have some kids in there that can't see all that well, and you got to think about them. You should be able to watch your child and critique their job. They gonna reject most of what you say, but they'll know it's in love. You should be able to do that. And if you are a creep because you watch your child do their job and critique them like most parents do, that might not be the best job. Might not be the best job. That's all I'm saying. But I thought I had failed. I came close to failing. Well, she was just taking a class, and I failed on some level because she shouldn't even want to take that class and put it out there like that. She had on like boots past her knees, like the middle of her thigh. Like, no. You take pole dance class, wear some gym shoes. Why you wearing boots up to your thigh? That's stripper stuff. You making me believe you considering this as a career. No, you got to do something to make it clear. Put on a sweatsuit. Don't do your hair. Some gym shoes. Some kids. Everybody knows she ain't here trying to be a stripper. She just exercising. There's, got on boots at your mid-thigh. You auditioning. What the hell? What? You trying to make your big break. No. It needs to be clear. I'm here for exercise. Put on a sweatband. Some weightlifting gloves with the fingers out. People need to know it's exercise. That's it. It's all exercise. So we had a conversation. Hey, she ain't got no business there auditioning. She need to work on her arm strength. She can't do what she got to do on that pole with some sweatpants on. Leggings, no. No, you can't put on no damn yoga pants. No. That's like off-duty stripper wear. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a stripper, but this is your day off. No leggings, yoga pants, none of that stuff. Sweatpants. Y'all see that King Richard nominated for 6 Academy Awards? Look, I saw King Richard. King Richard was decent at best. This thing is nominated for Best Picture. King Richard is nominated for Best Picture. It was not that good. And also, I put black, whatever. It was not that good. Best Actor. Will Smith did not do a good job as Richard. Ain't his name Richard? It's Venus and Serena's daddy. I think his name is Richard, but I had the coronavirus. I mean, he wasn't horrible. It was watchable. But he was not good in that role. Best Supporting Actress. Now, I don't know who's actually nominated for Best Supporting Actress. But I'm just trying to think it through. And I can't think of anybody in any of the female roles that I was like, damn, that was some good-ass acting. Best Original Screenplay. Best Film Editing. Okay, maybe. There was nothing special. It looked like a lot of cuts. It looked like a made-for-TV movie to me. Nothing special about it. Best Original Song. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know nothing about the soundtrack. I haven't heard it. Maybe it's a really hot song out there or something. Jerick, I'm not saying the mom was not good, but Oscar-worthy good? Oscar-worthy good? Because to me, I'm looking at like Denzel Washington and Malcolm X. That was Oscar-worthy. Jamie Foxx and Ray. That was Oscar-worthy. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith is Richard Williams. The lady for the mama. I'm sorry, I don't know her name. I apologize. That was on that level? It just wasn't. I mean, again, it wasn't bad. But it wasn't on what I think of when I think of Oscar-worthy. But, I mean, I'm happy for him. A part of me feel like they nominated it maybe because it's as weak as it is. So when it don't win, nobody's really going to be, they cheated on him. They gave him the shaft. They this, they that. Ain't nobody going to say that about this. They going to be like, yeah, it didn't deserve to win. Do I think his role in Ali was Oscar-worthy? No, I don't. I hated the way he played Ali. I felt like from beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, he played Ali as like having Parkinson's. Just minus the shaking. I felt like, and that was, I've said it to a lot of people, and they're like, I didn't see that. But when I watched it, I'm like, you start out the movie, and he already, in a state of, mental decline. Because that's the way, in my mind, that's the way Will Smith played him. So, no, I didn't think that was Oscar-worthy. I don't think Will Smith is a really good actor, to be completely honest. I don't think he's a good actor. He makes a lot of money. I ain't got no beef with that. Well, I mean, I didn't mean that to be offensive if that was offensive. But I didn't mean to be offensive. So I apologize if anyone was offended by that. Tony says, was King Richard more of a Lifetime movie? It felt like it. That was what it felt like. Something you would see on Lifetime. I mean, it was inspiring. I enjoyed the story. Which is why I'm saying, you know, maybe best original screenplay. I enjoyed the story. I've not seen Fences. I think Will Smith has ran out of things to play in movie roles. He need to. There ain't some more aliens due to attack the world soon, so he can get up there in the cockpit. You know, he can do that some more, and you know, have some more lines. Welcome to Earth. Punch them. You know what I'm saying? Ain't some more aliens due to attack sometime soon. Give Will Smith a role. But I've never thought he was like some great actor that could do something and make me feel something. E-Man is a Will Smith hater. Ed, let me ask you this. Just a legit question for Ed. Anybody, of course, can answer. Ed, what role has Will Smith played where he evoked some real emotion from you? Because I can't think of any. I'm waiting for Ed to answer. That's why I'm kind of sitting here silently. Because honestly, I can't think of any role where Will Smith has played that I watched it and I was like, wow, he evoked something. Pursuit of Happiness. I didn't like that movie. I didn't like that. 6 Degrees of Separation. He was horrible in that movie. He was horrible. Now, notice I didn't say he was horrible in Pursuit of Happiness. I actually have to stop and maybe give him a little bit of credit for that. But, so, okay, maybe y'all got me there. But other than that, and 6 Degrees of Separation, he was horrible. That was just terrible. It was terrible acting. It was horrible. 7 Pounds, no. Didn't evoke anything. Enemy of the state, no. I mean, maybe for you, he was amazing in Enemy of the State, but no. DeAndre keeps talking about 6 Degrees. Look, he played a gay dude, and all he did was just turn on his proper speaking voice. That was it. Like, what was the depth to that character? Just because I talk like this doesn't make me gay. Like that was his, oh, I'm gay. Well, what? How you know he gay? Because he talked really proper. That wasn't no good acting. I'm just naming movies. He's not. He's not. LaDonna, don't watch it. You ain't missed nothing. You've missed zero if you haven't seen 6 Degrees of Separation. I honestly believe I was reading something where even Will Smith said his acting was bad in 6 Degrees of Separation. But I might be a little mistaken about that. So you think August? Hold on. I'm not sure. I don't even know who August Alsina is. Sorry. I don't be knowing these actors and actresses' names. You got to tell me they were in this and this is who they played. And then I'll be like, oh, him. You looked at him differently after 6 Degrees of Separation. Why? Because he could talk proper and shave his upper lip. That's all he did. Shaved his upper lip and talked proper. And that was what passed for great acting. I could do that role. Just give me the script. I can talk proper, between takes. Oh, I don't know who that is. Sorry. Tony wants to know, was Will Smith the first rapper turned actor? Absolutely not. Y'all are easily moved. Y'all are easily moved. Or I guess I should say some of y'all, because not all of y'all are saying Will Smith was a great actor. But yeah, now King Richard. Bad Boys was good. All right, y'all. I got to get ready to get out of here. Let me go and holler at the promotions director and tell her I was real good about giving away the tickets today. And I might give them away the same way tomorrow. Make her and everybody else happy. Caller number 1 is breathing, so they win the tickets. And for y'all, I guess that was fun. I enjoy it the other way. I enjoy it, being a little further down the line and then them having to do something for the tickets. But, as a king, I understand that I have to do things to satisfy the people sometimes. And it doesn't hurt the kingdom to do it in the most boring way possible. It doesn't hurt the kingdom at all. So, have y'all fingers ready. Because at some point tomorrow, possibly caller number 1, if they're breathing, will win tickets to see New Edition. Brent, you realize that by saying you can care less about YouTube, Twitch, and MySpace, that means you care about them, right? If ooh yeah man, if ooh yeah man is caller number 1, then he'll probably win. I'm rooting for ooh yeah man myself. I'm rooting for ooh yeah man. But all right, y'all, I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and supporting me. I really, really do. Until next time, it's been an afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace.